And I can, if you bring snacks and coffee, then I usually accept your apology. Or can be bribed. I actually do have a pin that says this DM can be bribed, and then there's coffee there.
Oh,
It's a good bribe.
that's nice. Hey, welcome, Terry.
Hey.
Hey, Terry.
Hello.
Hello.
Terry. All right, good. Everything looks well lined up. And we got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about tonight before we even get to the the game.
Hey! Excuse me.
Wow.
Right off the bat.
So it begins.
Fired.
Hey,
Right.
Triple A, good to see you, sir. You're in for the early part of the show. We're going to kick off. Let's go ahead and start off. Hello, Rocks. Good to see you, sir. Let's start off our weekly Greyhawk Awakening video. And we're going to be right into some really fun content today. Not only the role play, but several very, very cool announcements to make. And I'm excited about tonight. Here we go.
Winged Shadow.
Ooh, you're reading my... Good to
Title,
see you,
yeah.
Atlas!
Winged Shadow.
I have to know the titles for my notes.
Mm-hmm.
Important.
Hey, wait, I realize I don't have... Let me see the minis I don't have out yet. Okay, so I need...
Well, isn't that interesting?
Need him off the horse.
You can't wear a white shirt.
Does your shirt disappear?
No, you're blending. Hey, Pat66, good to see you, sir.
I'm literally looking at him like I have 44 seconds to eat.
Right? Faster.
I'm like trying to eat before I come back on camera.
Ha, I just realized I was on the wrong character sheet because I looked down and my hit points were 113. I was like, that's not the right person.
Yeah, nope, that's definitely the wrong character sheet.
Still on Irda's. And I was raging. So that's really high. It increases my con modifier, so it increases my hit points.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's pretty nice.
It's pretty nice.
Oh, man. I'm gonna die.
Hey, Sharwin, hopefully one of us hits a bugbear today.
It's really a flip of the coin today, right?
Well, I think the ladies were
Me, you
handling...
know.
Yeah, the ladies were handling the business last time. They killed one already.
Me and Ram are just gonna like clean up and Lilith is gonna set everything on fire. It'll be great.
They'll let you guys go ahead and start the cook fire after the combat.
The good news is at least I can still flick my hair and look good on my horse.
Even Brim is just like, wow.
Hey, no, Winston actually...
comes in,
Winston
Somehow he has wind on him all the time.
Yeah, Winston disapproves of poor combat techniques. He'll buck you off.
I know. And he's got a fan club, so...
Yeah.
He does. Like I didn't realize when you started his character that Winston was going to be way more popular than Shorewin. It's crazy. Hey, Molotov J, good to see you,
It's
sir.
cool. Millie's handling all the funds for the Winston fan club. You know
right.
that money will definitely get to you at some point.
All right,
Maybe.
we're going to go ahead and... All right, everybody's live on video. Yes, you're good, Rory. We see you waving your hand. And I've still got a little bit of quick sort of DM prep stuff to do, so you guys chat amongst yourselves. We're going to get kicked off with our announcements here pretty quick, which are, as I said, lots of them. But welcome, everyone. Welcome to Blue Box. This is episode 8, I think, of Greyhawk Awakening.
It is indeed.
Entitled The Very Mysterious Winged Shadow. And we had a lot of fun last time. So while I'm doing my last minute DM prep, and even before I get into my sponsor announcements, why don't we go ahead and just go through what happened last time, and we'll start with that this week.
All right, so last time we started off in the Welcome Winch, having breakfast in preparation to head out on the road to check out this orca structure that we found on a map that was found in the moat house. We had discovered from a letter from Uthar that he had left, giving his apologies and leaving Ashrin bereft of her one true love. And
You say that with mockery. Astrid was smitten. You heartless.
Hey, she called me a tramp.
She did. That's right. That's true. She did.
It doesn't come from nowhere.
She spent basically the morning crying while everyone else did their preparations around her. Brim started making himself a new weapon out of one of the trees that he felled in the forest the night before. His lovely club is also the reason the gimbal standard unit was introduced in last session.
I love the GSU.
And as we had gotten prepared, we met with Galen and our new ranger friend, Rayam, right outside the Welcome Winch. And so we all got together and learned that we would not be able to ride the horses that we had collected from the moat house to our next place of adventure, so we left our mounts behind. Galen left in a bit of a cloud of, melee effects, and kind of was just told to leave by Brim because he was embarrassing himself. And
that was pretty much it, yep.
Yeah, and so the group, along with Ram, went out onto the road, and we began making our trek. As we went, she told us we would be passing Gallows Corner about halfway through the day, but we would not be stopping there because there had been some recent unrest in the town, and we learned that was due to one Yaj-Tox being hunted by the headhunters of Narwhal. And apparently he had been stirring up quite the commotion everywhere. And as we continued on and made our way into the hills, we actually came across one Yaj-Tox who was sitting and whistling.
And was dashing and debonair, was he not?
He was something.
He smelled of axe.
Yeah. He was a bit of a interesting fellow. Long-haired. I think he thought himself more dashing than he really came across.
Oh no! I just think the DM didn't properly describe how dashing he was. He was. Jay Scott has already said that Yaj-Tox is the man. So.
But he taught Gimbal a trick on how to flip a dagger into a sleeve with a very graceful movement, and then actually told the group that there was a bit of a foolish knight on a horse trying to make his way through the hills, and stirring up quite the commotion. The group decided to continue on, and we met said knight, a man by the name of Shorwin Tessel, who had somehow managed to get his horse in the hills without hobbling it, and was learned quite quickly that he is quite the handsome fellow, through Ashrin kind of dropping her jaw at the sight of him. And
Millie just found him shiny as a platinum piece.
Yes, he's very shiny. there was a lot of conversation about him looking for orcs and the groups, letting him know that they were also in search of orcs, so they could possibly group up for their allied missions. We went to make camp, and shortly into the camp being set up, a group of large, 7 to 8 foot tall, furry creatures surrounded the group and combat began. And we had gone 2 rounds of combat before the end of last session.
Yeah, and so you were in a heavily hilled area. Combat was getting pretty nasty, and so we'll stop there with the what happened last time, because we'll re-kick that off after I do the sponsors. But well done, huzzah as always. The acting from our own NPC voices, Josh, was great. So I'm going to come back. We're going to let you do player announcements in a second. We're going to do our Monster Monday. I apologize. We've been shortening our intros, but today it's going to be a little bit longer intro because I have a lot of really cool things to announce. Okay, so first of all, our regular shout out to all of our great sponsors. And of course, we know we have Dragon Crafting Guild, these amazing dice trays, new stuff coming from John of DCG very soon. Dragon Crafting Guild, every player's best friend, every player's worst enemy in the hands of a DM. And they roll more nat 20s guaranteed, except not really. Then we have, of course, the incredible Frederica. And Frederica Valova, we'll talk about her tonight. Frederica Draws. We are announcing tonight the giveaway that went 2 weeks ago to our winner. Hey, thank you for the follow, Kanzaki. And again, Jay, thank you for the host. And we're going to show you the Dragonborn PC that he requested, which Frederica has done. I'm going to pop that up on the screen here in just a second. We have the draft tonight of Shorewind. If you've noticed it, it's rotating right now. It's not the final. It's not the final because her finals are even better, but it's still cool enough. I've got it up there, and so the draft of Shorewind is up. The final, which I'll get tomorrow, will include not only the higher resolution stuff, but it's going to have the logo, or pardon me, the heraldry rather. Logo. Wow, what a banal term. Heraldry on the shield, and that heraldry will look like this. Let me show it to you on the monitor. And so, as you're looking at it, this is the heraldry of Sir Hans. And I don't know, I don't want to take the thunder away. Is there anything you'd like to say about this, Shorewind?
Not yet. Let it happen naturally.
Okay, all right. So you're going to see this on his shield, and it's already on his shield when you role play it, but you'll actually see it physically on the images next week. And super excited about all the stuff that Frederica is doing. Then, as always, we have.
Lilith's still blacked out in that view, by the way, John.
What's that?
She's still blacked out in the view that you just switched to, the one where we're showing us the shield from last week. Her camera is still blacked out.
I'm sorry, I'm totally confused. Whose camera's blacked out?
Mine.
Lilith, because she had gone to work, so you shut her camera off on the.
Wait. So when I go to this, thank you.
You don't need to see me anyway.
Super helpful. There we go. Look, we have a Lilith.
Nutcracker hides in shadow.
All right, and thank you for that. And so then, in addition to all the cool stuff from Frederica, we have Dice Envy, and the Dice Envy dice have come in. So we gave away this big D20. This is actually going to you, Rory. So this will mail out tomorrow. This sucker,
it's a beautiful dice.
Let me show it compared to her. So this is a regular D20. This is the D20 that Rory has coming from Dice Envy. It's made of ebony wood. It is gorgeous, and that's going out from Dice Envy. And then, of course, we had the winner, which was, I believe, Mystical Unicorn, known by somebody else on the stream, that got these guys last week. These gorgeous, these are the Omega ones, I think, or the Alpha, either one. They're awesome, and those are shipping out. So I got all these dice. Those are ready to go. I got the new Orc Journals in, signed by Christoph. So a couple people won Orc Journals. Those are all going out this week. So all of our viewers, Hagar, you're all getting all your stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun as we send all these very cool giveaways out. Now, I promise a surprise for the players. And this is last but certainly not least. I don't physically have them yet. They were supposed to come yesterday, But with all things COVID related, the custom minis voluntarily created by our sponsor Atris Miniatures. Atris, as you know, he was the original sponsor for Blue Box, and he took a couple of months off. He's been working on other projects. He can't take commissions, but his new Instagram page is going to be posting all kinds of pre-painted minis that you can buy. And he just sent us a bunch of incredible custom minis, and maybe a surprise later too, for our players. So, without further ado, I'm going to show our players your new custom minis. Now I realize, Gimbal, you already have a mini that was painted for you by Lilith, or by Vivi, and we're going to use both, all right? So as soon as I get that mini, I'll take those shots, and so don't feel like your work has gone in vain, Lilith, but we cannot not use this cool stuff from Atris. So, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Viewers, are you ready? Brim is rubbing. Exactly. All right, so let's see here. Let me go in order. I'm going to start, since he already has a mini coming, I'm going to start with Gimbal. And Gimbal, take a look at this incredible white-haired gnome. Casting this this slick thing over, like, and let me zoom in just so you can see the detail.
Yes, zoom in.
Wow.
Like what this man Atris, he is an absolute genius. And so Gimbal, this is, believe it or not, a second mini that Gimbal has. And that is good to go for you. All right, so let's see. Let's go next. Shorewin, you're the newest. So let me show you the mini that has been prepared for you. And check out how cool this guy is with his auburn locks streaming down over his face.
Oh my
God. Is that not amazing? Dashing. He's dashing.
Shiny.
Just as shiny. Incredible. So that is the Shorewin mini. It's going to be here tomorrow. So it will be on the table next week.
Wow.
Now, Winston needs a video. All right, so for today, just so you know, we're using this guy for today. This is Winston with Shorewin atop his steed that we're using for tonight. But the real Winston comes in tomorrow. Okay, more miniature fun. Let's go to. So I said I would do that one last. Let's go to Millie. Now look at this amazing artwork, and now I'm going to say there are no guns in my campaign, but I'm allowing this to stay on the mini.
Yeah.
So imagine slight crossbow here, but really cool miniature for Millie. And of course Millie also has a mini, so we've got two now, different scenes, different scenarios. I'm going to use both minis, but the work from Atris is just incredible. The detail is phenomenal. The gnarly yes, her coffee thermos is that's what coffee thermos.
Actually, no, that's my bottle of brandy that I have.
That's your bottle of brandy. That's what that is. That's a bottle of brandy. Atris, very nice. I know you weren't prepared for the horse, my friend. Okay, now the penultimate, Brim. Now Brim, the toughest mini to find. You know that. You've been looking. I've never seen this mini, and I think it is fantastic. And I've got to pull up I'll pull up the all minis here in a second. This guy, he is double the size almost of all the other minis. You can see he's got the gray skin.
Whoa.
He's got the scars of red. He's got the mismatched armor. He is absolutely gorgeous, and he's monstrous. So that's a 2-inch base. You can't tell. I'll show it to you when I do the all picture mini in a second here. He is bigger by far than all the rest of the minis, and he makes this fantastic gray skinned, red scarred mini. And then the final, yes, it is dope, Molotov. And he asked me to do this one last, Vivi, because you are his friend. And it's so crazy that I've been working with him for a year, and you guys are actually friends, and we just met a couple of months ago. But look at this amazing job he did for Lilith. So you have this gorgeous owl on your arm.
Look at her.
You've got your locks.
It's so perfect.
You've got your
zoom
locks
in.
flowing out. Look at that.
That's so good.
God.
Oh man.
It is a big old half ogre, Christoph. So look, I know we're wasting a little bit of time here at the beginning before we get into the gaming, but I just
It's not a waste of time. This is
Sorry.
very
This is
important.
not a
Wrong
waste
word.
of time. What are you talking about?
Spending. That's the word I meant. Spending a little extra time. And like, just thank you,
are
Mattress.
gorgeous.
Love it.
And that is not all that we have for Mattress. There may be, depending on what happens tonight, one more surprise that comes from Atris Minis that you guys will get to enjoy. So hang on, let me pull up here. While I'm getting this last pick up, let me have you guys go around and let's do your player introductions, now inspired by your gorgeous new minis, all the artwork from Frederica. You guys are spoiled players, I know you know it. And let's start with you, Millie.
Hello, darlings. I'm Mary Millie Von Tomft, and I'm a level 2 half-elven swashbuckler. And I'll steal your gold and maybe a heart.
All right, let's go to you, Brim.
Hi, I'm Brimstone. I'm a level 2 fighter, and I love milk more than anyone could ever love coin.
Let's go to Lilith.
Lilith is a Grugak wild elf, druid, level 2. She loves sweet rolls, if we're all naming things we love. Not so much about coin and knickknacks, that's her thing.
Nice. All right, and let's go to Gimbal.
Yeah, my name is Gimbal. I'm really short, but not short on friends. So, level 2 gnome wizard, illusionist, and I mean, come hang out. What better to do?
What better to do? Good question. All right, and Shorewin.
Ah, yes, I'm Shorewin Tessel of Corwood. Along with my horse Winston, we are here, shield and sword in hand, to protect all those that cannot protect themselves. I love to protect things.
Not wine, women, not gold, just protect things. I like that. All right, and so now if you guys look at your screens, you see the side-by-side.
Wow.
These are the incredible members of the Wayward Bolt. Now, the 1 second from the right, that is a giveaway that I have. It was originally going to be for Uthar. Of course, Uthar has left the party. So that mini will be a giveaway. I'll show you that next week. It's not going to happen tonight. It's going to happen next week. I have another giveaway planned for tonight. You're going to have to hang on and see a little bit later. All right. Last announcement I want to make before we start playing is tomorrow night. Of course, we've got Greyhawk Awakening coming up in just a couple of months. You need to get registered for that. GHO, we post it on our Instagram, on our Facebook pages, on our Twitter pages, on our Discord. October 2nd through 4th, Greyhawk, virtual Greyhawk Con. You need to be part of that. October 2nd through 4th. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Good to see you, Leonard. Thank you so much for being on with us. And then last, we want to talk quickly about, hang on, let me pop it up here. We have the amazing Mike Disney on tomorrow night. If you don't know Mike Disney, he is the most incredible artist. He does painting, drawing. I talked to him yesterday. He said he can teach me to draw. I can write. I can kind of paint. Obviously, but I cannot draw. I can't draw stick figures. He looked at me dead in the eye yesterday and he said, I can teach even you how to draw. So he's going to talk about that tomorrow night. But more than that, we have an amazing giveaway coming from him tomorrow night, which is our custom overgourd, which is he has painted or drawn the overgourd, which is like a beholder with jack-o'-lanterns for tentacles, and it's actually on the new Reaper bones. I think they're on bones 5, whatever the Kickstarter is. It's a mini from Reaper. He's got an 8.5 by 11 print. We're giving away tomorrow night, signed by Mike Disney. So he'll teach you how to draw. He'll talk to you about the influence of Gary Gygax on his life. He'll talk to you about D&D. He'll show you how to draw. And this is going to be part 1 of 2, because we're going to have him on again in a few weeks, and we're going to talk about painting minis, because he's also an incredible mini painter. And oh, by the way, Atris, he's going to be on with us in August talking about painting minis. So we've just got all kinds of fantastic additional Blue Box content. All right, sorry, I'm excited. I'm going to stop right there. All right, so pulling up our full screen. I promised I didn't show you guys the Dragonborn yet, did I?
No.
Thank you for the sub, Jack Bull. All right, so the Dragonborn giveaway. And this was Rada, remind me of the username? I'm forgetting it right now. Radachek, thank you for the follow, Rahabnio. He has won this. I've got his address, and he wanted a Dragonborn mini. This is from Frederica Draws. Take a look at this guy. And I'm gonna zoom in.
Oh, he's so good.
He just gave basically what he wanted. And let me zoom in. Look at this. Look at this thing. This is absolutely incredible. And so this was a huge win. And Frederica is going to be doing some additional giveaways on Blue Box in coming weeks. And more than that, I've got custom artwork from Frederica that will be coming out for Orth Journal 34, or in association with an article that I'm writing. All right, so it is awesome. Maybe a mini painted by Atris sometime soon. Whew. All right. Anybody have any questions before we get started? I got to remember what this campaign's about.
Are you winded?
I am totally winded, yes. All right, so let's go to the campaign cam here. And as a reminder, you are facing these bugbears, these awful creatures that have assaulted you in the night as you are approaching this fort that you seek out in the Kron Hills. As a reminder, as they leapt down from the hills, they were massive armed creatures looking something akin to what you see on your screen here. Let me zoom him in, he's a bit small. And so walking through our players, we have Shorewin. If you can see him, and go back to the battle cam. Shorewin, who charged past on Winston, missing with his lance. We have Brim in direct hand-to-hand combat. In fact, let me show you that just a little bit closer up. Brim there, hand-to-hand combat with the leader of the bugbears as Shorewin has streaked by. Then you have Gimbal, who is approaching, kind of sneaking up on the backside of this hill. And there are 3 bugbears up on the hill. One here, and then one here. This is the one that broke his quiver of arrows, and he's rushing down the hill. So you have those 3. You have one that has been killed here. He lies dead. And then you have Lilith, and lastly, you also have, hiding behind this tree here, you have Rayam, all standing by. And so, with that, we begin episode 8 of Greyhawk Awakening. Thank you for the chill, Jack Bull. So that gives you an advantage that you can give to any one of the players. So let us know who you would
Gimbal.
like to. And it goes. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Yes, Gimbal. Gimbal, you have advantage. Please mark that down. And
Gimbal should be right at the foot of that hill between the 2 bugbears up on top, because that's where he was.
Oh, so he already got up on top. Thank you very much.
He was right between them.
Perfect.
Underneath.
As our resident scribe would well know.
Yeah.
Amazing. And let's kick this off. Here we go. Episode 8, Winged Shadows. And we go to initiative. So, who won last time or lost last time?
Lilith won last time.
All right, Lilith,
With
so
a
you
5
rolled
to
again.
the DM's 1.
On our group initiative, your DM has a 4. At 3.
Another 5.
Sorry.
Brim.
Come out now.
The monstrous tall one in front of you, he wields this huge 2-handed weapon. And as he looks at you, he says, he speaks in a broken common tongue, barely intelligible. Ogre with humans. Ogre die with humans. And he swings the blade full force. Oh, that is a solid hit. An 18 on the die. And the second one is, or your modified armor class now is 13, is that right?
13.
13? Yes. That is also a hit. He strikes you twice with this huge weapon.
Whatever.
It's fine. I'm fine.
I like this anyways.
Oh, this is not good. Oh my gosh, my dice are starting out hot. You take 15 points from the first blow.
Oh,
Whoa.
A massive blow, max damage.
Oh.
Or you take 6 points on the second blow. Boom! He hits you in the chest. Solid thunk. He comes around the opposite side, catches you in the hip. Are you still conscious?
So I took 15 plus 6.
Yeah, 21.
yeah, 21 points.
I'm still up.
Okay. Woo! I didn't want to knock out my big fighter on the first roll. All right, so now we go to Gimbal. No one sees you. Millie. This one moves forward to engage you as he charges forward. That's going to be a melee attack.
I'm gonna opportune parry and riposte.
All right, go ahead and give me that roll.
And take the panache off for that. And my roll is 12.
12. All right. So as he comes forward with his blade, you're charging up the hill. You kind of parry it. You quickly knock it away. Thunk, it hits the soil beside you. It misses. Thank you so much for the cheer. Brim gets advantage. Hey,
Nice.
Joe Cruz. All right, so.
And that's 2 advantages for Brim, right? 'Cause
That
we're going
is,
back to the
I believe he's
100.
got 2 now. You guys track your own advantages. I got too many things I'm
Yeah.
tracking here, so I'm going to trust you
So
with
it's
that.
it's 100 bits per advantage now. We switched
That's
it
right.
back to the old way we were
Oh.
doing it. So Gimbal, you should have 2 as well for that 200 bits that you were given.
Oh.
Right.
So I have 4 now.
All right. Now, Millie, this
Yes.
one atop the hill, he fires 2 arrows at you.
All right.
That is a miss. That is a miss. Thunk. One hits the soil beside you. The other glances off your armor. This third one, he leaps down, and let me see here. He's gonna. So you're no longer stealthy, right, Gimbal? You've crawled up. Are you still trying to sneak, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to get like the most opportune advantage. At least 2 is my goal. If I could get 3, awesome. But at least 2. Can I get 2? Or I can only get. I'm sorry. I want to get at least the one on top of the hill. 'Cause he's the
Roll
biggest threat
d20
to
and
me.
add your stealth bonus, please.
Okay.
Let's start there. So you're sneaking. It's actually dark, so I didn't initially start with the darker lighting, but I'll go ahead and do that now. So our fans can
nighttime
get a
now.
bit the sense. It's nighttime. So you're still in shadow.
Well, this little gnome got a natural 20 for 29.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, all
awesome.
right. So that is. Let me focus the camera in here real quick so we get a better shot for him. All right, guys, hang on real quick here. It's battling. There we go. Got it. All right. So Gimbal, as you sneak up, thunk, you hear this bugbear slam to the ground. Its eyes are focused on Millie. It doesn't even see you. It runs right past you, and I'm going to say, based on where you're at, I'm going to give you an attack of opportunity on that. So this is going to be a sneak attack or attack of opportunity, whatever you would like to do. This will not be your normal attack. He's run right past you, not seeing you.
So if I'm on, just because I want to make sure I understand you correct.
Yes. That's always good to do.
I have. So are you saying I could? For you, do you allow a sneak opportunity attack to be a spell and then cast a spell again on my action? Or
No, so no, a spell's going to
use my
require a full
staff?
round. Yeah, you can do if you just want to let him pass and take some other sort of preparative. Thank you for the sub, Redbeard. You can do whatever you want, but no, you can't cast a spell as an attack of opportunity.
Okay, perfect. So I will let him pass this time around. All I have is my staff, and he's going to see me if I do that. So
Okay, all right, so you let him pass. So that is 1, 2, 3. All right, we go to the party. Brim, let's go with you first.
I'm gonna swing at this guy. At least humans smell better than bugs to be squashed.
And I'm gonna use one of my inspiration points and roll with advantage or twice.
All right, so rolling with advantage. Again, this is Brim here, and this is the lead bugbear wielding a massive weapon. This is Shorewind, who's turning Winston around and coming back for a second pass.
So that'll be a 26 to hit.
That is a hit.
Just making sure. Sorry, the great club damage is what again?
All right, so you've got with that two-handed weapon that you're wielding, you got a D10 that you're using plus your strength.
Just want to make sure. And that is going to be 10 damage.
Nice.
Boom! You rock him. He staggers back, surprised by your strength. Even with your size, you're surprising in your strength, and you definitely rock him back. Millie, you are right here, engaged, hand to hand with this bugbear right here.
I'm in a bit of a sticky situation, so I'm going to go ahead and attack with my rapier and then my dagger.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay, first one is a 18.
That is a hit. These guys have lower armor class than the big one.
Then with the dagger, it's a... that's just a 6. That's terrible.
That is definitely a miss.
So,
all right.
With the rapier, I do...
So Millie, as she engages the bugbear, the first one is a hit, and your damage is?
Ooh, 8 points of damage.
Ooh, nice. All right. You plunge your rapier. It pierces right through his ribs. You see it come out the backside. It doesn't catch a vital organ, but it does heavy damage. Ooh! He doubles over and screams in pain. Now we go to Gimbal. Gimbal, you are sneaking around. These creatures have not seen you. So let me give you the full angle on this. If you're watching the cam, that's actually a super cool angle on the cam there you can see. So we have the sneaky gnome, not his new mini yet. We have the hobgoblin that just jumped off. We have this one here, and we have this one here engaged with Millie. What are you doing?
With a 15-foot cone, if I move further in 10 feet, could I get all 3 of them? If not, I want to at least get the 2 closest to me.
I'm going to say if you move back 5 feet, which I would allow you to do in this round, so from there, you will have an appropriate cone. No, I'm going to say, no, actually, the width-wise it would work, but he's elevated. He's up top here. Your cone's not going to spread far enough within a 5-foot range. So the most you can get is 2, and what you'd probably want to do, just, you're a smart guy, you'd probably want to angle so that you're not going to catch, so the cone will go through this guy and not hit Millie. So you come from here.
I want to get the 2 closest to me, the one up on the hill.
Oh, so you want to get these 2?
Yep. Because Millie's handling the one down there. So the one that's next to me and the one up on the ledge.
All right, so what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to come up here. And so here's what I'm going to do. Normally I would say that's too far to move. But since you did not take the attack of opportunity and you sort of bypassed that, you continue to move. So I'm going to give you that additional 5 feet or so. You can get here and you will have that angle. So yes, I will allow that. So it's going to be sort of like shot this way. You're going to catch the one in the front, kind of here up. You're going to catch the one up on top of the hill square.
Yep.
All right, and you're hitting them with Cone of Cold, you said?
No.
Color spray.
Color spray.
Yes, that one.
Cone of Cold, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I just pictured Gimbal like running through the tall grass and just the top of the grass moving. I'm sure it's not that tall, but
Well, to Gimbal it is. All grass is tall to Gimbal.
as his hand just lift up and the color sprays illuminate the sky around these 2 bugbears as they...
All right, so remind me of the DC, please. They get no save if they are below what hit die?
Yeah, so it starts out as 2 hit die, and then it moves up to 3 and 4 hit die, and then 5 hit die.
There's no save at all. It just
there's no save for either one of these guys.
It's just less of an effect as it goes up.
Good. There's no save for either one of these guys then. All right.
Correct.
So the effects. You see this one. He stumbles. He falls over onto the ground, unconscious. This one does the same. The mighty Gimbal. Incredibly potent. Now remember to remove your gold pieces, because you have to take your material components are consumed by gold, and make sure you're always remembering to do that. Thank you for the subs, Arathanon. All right, now we're going to go to Shorewind. Shorewind. Oh, I don't have Lilith out there. Sorry. Hold on, Lilith.
Oh no!
No wonder I was forgetting you.
Our favorite druid.
I was waiting for your mini. That's why.
Outrage. Complete
All right.
outrage.
Let's actually go to. We're going to go to Lilith first. Lilith, you're going to go then Shorewind because he had to turn his horse around, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He'll get a second run at this round. What are you going to do?
How far away am I from where Brim is?
Oh, you're standing here. You're about 15 feet from Brim.
Okay, and I can move 15, you said, right?
Yeah, you can move 15, but you will not get an attack if you do that.
Okay.
You can move
I'll
30 without an attack. You have 5 to 10, I'll give you an attack. You move 15 or more, that's going to be full movement. You can do a swift action, other little things, but you can't do a full attack. You can't cast a spell if you move 15 feet or more.
Okay. I'll cast Shillelagh on my staff, and then I'll move as close as I can to if I'm allowed.
Okay. All right. So you're going to get another 5 feet of movement. So you cast Shillelagh on your staff. The spell illuminates, and you get just a bit closer. So you're sort of here. You're definitely in striking range for next round. All right. Shorewind, the heroic Shorewind. You are here. You have turned Winston around. Your steed has thundered past. Your lance just bounced a bit wide the first time. You felt Winston's disapproval. As you spun him around, he gave a kind of a neigh, shook his withers, bore down as though encouraging you.
iPad Winston, listen, old boy. We may have missed the first time, but this time around, we're going to make it happen. I'm going to use one of my advantages.
All right. Brum, brum, brum. Winston thunders back through with Shorewind on his back.
A 25.
That is a solid hit. All right. Roll damage with your lance. Add your strength bonus, and I'm going to put a modifier on that based on the charge.
Don't forget that we're blessed too, because I just totally
so you get that
forgot
plus
that.
one.
There should have been 9 points of damage on that.
Oh, okay. All right. I got that. I'll correct that. And that would be 11 for Brim. That's right. Yep.
I have a +1 on attack, or for +2, and then +2 for fear, right? Because we got something from.
Well, that was for 2 rounds.
That's right. It's already expired.
But we have gone through those 2 rounds.
All right. So I've not interrupted with the chat.
End of combat. So +1 to attacks, +1 to your damage.
Okay.
I've not interrupted with the chat yet, but I need to now. So I'm telling you, Winston for MVP. Everybody loves Winston. That's coming. That's a regular thing. Winston MVP. Steve asked for animal speech, so he wants Winston to give a speech similar to what Shorewind did before the combat. All right. Boom! Your lance thunders in. Tell me how much damage you do.
1d8 plus, you said strength modifier, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's 4. That is going to be 8 points.
Nice.
All right. 1d8, 4, 8 plus. Did you add your strength? You did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. The lance is 1d8 plus
Plus your strength.
which is plus 4.
Right. And then you have the
Oh,
bless.
and then another +1, right?
Plus 1,
Yeah,
right.
because
So
you're blessed. You were within the bless.
Yep. So 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Brim, you see thrun, 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 as this time, as Shorewind comes along, he comes on this shoulder. He actually pierces the shoulder of the bugbear. You see he rips off part of the shoulder. It dangles loosely as he thunders past. It screams, now one arm dangling, still holds this massive blade in one hand, but clearly unable to attack as it was before. And now we go to Rayam. Rayam, she steps forward here, and she looses 2 arrows. That is a miss. And the second arrow at the one Millie is facing, that is a solid hit. Millie, thunk! You see the arrow strikes this one right in front of you, and he staggers and falls over dead with an arrow right in the side of his throat from Rayam. Ashrin, she runs forward. She looks, Brim, 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 and she puts her hands on you, Brim, as she does. Again, I won't mention where she touches lest we put Vivi into giggle fits. But it's well above the hamstrings this time. And you receive 8 hit points of healing. Wow, nice one. And we go to initiative.
That goes to Gimbal, yeah?
Gimbal, you're up this time, my friend.
Oh, come on.
Ooh, that is a 5 on the DM die.
Ah!
Come on, Rory.
I came up short.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Don't get my viewers started on puns. We have the best punners in all of D&D. Like, I go on to either our channel or Greyhawk Online. You can't keep up with all the puns that are on these channels. It's incredible. All right, so the staggering creature in front of Brim now, as Shorewind thunders past and pivots his mount again. He takes his one good arm. He was only getting 1 attack this time instead of 2, but still incredible strength. He swings it at Brim. Just misses. Brim, you bring your club up. You knock the blade away. You feel it whiz just past your face. Hey, thank you for the sub, Grendelwolf. We appreciate all of the support. And that is it. The others are asleep. So let's go to you, Brim. You see this one in front of you. He's heavily damaged. Attack, if you will.
I'm using another one of my advantages. I'm just looking straight down at him. Oh, that's gonna miss. That's a 12.
That's a miss. Nope. All right. You swing. He ducks. Your club bounces off of the back breastplate, the back plate that he has. Careens off. Now we go to Millie. You have a dead hobgoblin in front of you, and you have 2 unconscious hobgoblins just up the hill here. What do you do?
Can I move close enough to finish one of them off?
Absolutely. So you walk up here. You can tell me what that looks like.
He's face down, yeah?
Yeah, he's face down.
So she's gonna flip Gareth's dagger in her hand and just stick it through the back of his neck.
Thunk! You feel his spine severed. We go to Gimbal. Gimbal, these both are unconscious. You stand there. What do you do, sir?
Well, one of them's dead now, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll walk over to the other one. You know, Millie, do we really have to kill everything?
Well, they were trying to kill us first. I think they brought this on themselves.
I suppose. And they'll try to push him over the edge.
All right.
Is he close to the edge, or is he a little ways from the edge?
He is close, but he is awfully large. I'm gonna have you make a strength check. So roll d20.
I will do this with advantage.
The most irresponsible use of advantage in the history of D&D.
So shouldn't have called that.
Collecting. Thank you, Bricks. Collecting bricks. All right. So Gimbal gets underneath, and you push with all of your gnomish might. And
There's a 20 on that one.
A nat 20.
And there's a 20 on that one. So,
well, okay. So do you just seriously? You just rolled 2 20s? I couldn't see the one. It was both 20s.
Yeah, that was 2 natural 20s.
All right. So DM adjustment here. I was gonna mock you. I was gonna mock you on several levels. First of all, I was gonna mock you for trying to push this giant creature, but I'm gonna say that he was just perched properly on that edge, where you had leverage, you were able to get under. Thank you for the follow, Flips Pillow. And so as you push him, the second thing I was going to mock you for is that it's only about a 10-foot drop here. You know, so this is not that impressive. It's like, what do you? This is not your moment at the moat house, your Brim's moment at the moat house going on. But based on that, and that he's unconscious, and effectively he was at your mercy, there was actually a snapped tree stump that was sticking up. As you roll him off, you see he goes thunk, and it severs, rips up through his sternum, out his back. You see blood start fountaining as his heart still pumps and his body quivers and falls still with the incredible gimbal push crit.
Millie, if we really gotta kill everything, I guess there you go.
And Millie's just kind of like impressed by the fact that he managed to push the thing completely off his.
Yeah, the whole thing was pretty impressive. It really was, surprisingly so. All right, so hey, Renoir. All right, so now we go to Lilith. You're standing right here. You are moving forward. You have your enchantment now. Your shillelagh.
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
I will attack.
All right, roll to hit. Is she gonna do it again? She's stolen so many kills.
18 plus 2.
1 plus.
Plus 2, 20. Yeah, and I would say that would have been a miss, but you're flanking him, and he's also lost function in one arm, so that is a hit. Roll your damage.
5, 7, 8. 5, 6,
Did you add your 1 extra point for
Yeah, that- yeah,
plus?
yeah.
Okay.
Why am I even here?
Moral
All right.
support.
Lilith, tell us what it looks like.
Ooh, with my glowing staff, I want to get him right in the rib. Right in between the ribs.
All right, so Brim,
And then look to Brim for approval.
as Shorewind thunders past, his lance severing part of the shoulder, blood sprays all across you. You swing your giant maul. The creature ducks. You glance off his back. He comes up with a roar. Oh! Well, actually, one arm. Oh! You see Lilith streaks out from the side. Her glowing staff crunches into his ribs. Blood spurts out of his mouth. He looks shocked. His eyes go down. He actually no, his eyes go over. He's looking for the massive enemy. He looks right over the top of Lilith. With horror, his gaze goes down. With his final pumping breaths, he sees this 4-foot-tall Greyhawk beneath him with a shiny little staff. And he just shakes his head with his final moment of life and falls over dead.
Is there any way I could grab him before he falls?
Oh, absolutely you can. You see him falling over. No, sorry, it made you fall over. Yeah, hey, Rory, I don't want anything on your spreadsheet about how many times I knock over my minis. All right, so you see he starts to fall. Brim, you reach out, you snatch him by the, he's got these straps and chains on his chest.
I pull him forward and I say,
And that's why I stick with humans. Hopefully your next life, you're luckier.
I'd like to grab his blade from him as well, if you'll allow that.
You rip the blade from his hands, and he falls over dead.
Yeah.
Wow, bravo. All right, so
Sorry.
the field now lies still. Initiative is over. That was Ogre Trash Talk is exactly what that was, Ugluck. Thank you again, all of our amazing viewers in chat. I'm not able to watch as much as the combat is really getting exciting, but well done. We appreciate that. I'm going to announce our giveaway here in a second as well. But a fantastic job of combat. And what are you doing now?
Okay, so Millie's going to clean off her blades and then put them back away.
You know, Millie, I don't know why you get so violent. You don't really have to kill everything except for, like, your little tokens.
I don't kill them.
Yeah, not your tokens, you do. Anyways, we don't have to kill everything, do we?
I never said we had to kill anything. I'm just saying I would rather get them before they get me, dear.
I misunderstood then. Maybe I shouldn't have pushed them.
So, as you guys are having this conversation, Rayam walks over and she shakes her hands. Very impressive. She looks over at Lilith. You don't look like you have that kind of power.
You've never seen me fight before. It must be all the sweet rolls.
Clearly, Shorewin, you bring Winston around. You feel your steed. He shakes. He's pleased. That was a good shot. But you can, by the way he shakes his head, there's disappointment that you and he were not the ones to fell the beast.
I pat Winston on the back a couple times. Don't worry, my friend. Next time we will have our glory and our honor intact. Sometimes we make mistakes.
Ashrin, she walks over. Oh, Master Ogre, are you feeling all right? Is there anything more I can do for you?
If I'm feeling good out of 31, I'd be at about an 18.
Okay.
On a scale of
Needle goes off the record. Bit of OOC player instruction here. Descriptive, not numbers, not stats, not percentages. All right, I have to correct Cade, who actually is my wife on Sunday, so that's always careful when you're correcting that one. So he'll say something, I'm feeling half a man. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cutting it close. So describe, don't give numbers, percentages, or stats.
Oh, and looking about himself, his nice new armor isn't in tatters, but it's definitely not where it once was.
Definitely not feeling great, but hopefully we don't get attacked again.
She sees the blood streaming down, and thank you for follow Just Another Gamer. She reaches out, she grabs hold of your hand, as though really trying to avoid other areas of your body. She grabs your hand, and as she does so, you feel that same, there you go, you guys caught it, and you feel that same healing. Oh my gosh, I'm hot with the die. D8 again, so 8 points of healing from her as she cures. That is the extent of my powers for the day. We need to rest.
I wish you would save that for one of the other injured party members.
As he looks around.
She looks around, she says, I don't think any of them really took much. But it looks like
will
just
be
you,
walking
lad.
down at about this time and...
Yeah.
Oh, no, Brim, I'm okay. I don't need any.
Millie just kind of brushing off her coat a little bit, like, making sure.
The rest of the party. Gimbal comes down. He doesn't even have blood on him anywhere. Millie has blood splatter that looks like it came from enemies, not her own. Lilith untouched. Even Shorewin atop his steed only has the blood of the shoulder of the creature he struck, and they're all looking at you like, no, we're fine.
He has no words. He just kind of mumbles a few things to himself and just gets up, the most defeated half ogre you've ever seen in your entire life.
I have a new sword.
Shore would like to jump off or hop off his steed deftly.
All right.
And walk over to the half ogre.
All right.
And look up.
So, Brim, you see again, as he described, Shorewind just slides off with this effortless grace. He comes walking over right towards you here.
I look up. You are a powerful fighter. How long have you been training?
Ever since I had memory of it. Why do you ask?
Very few do I see have the power and skill to take a beast, as it were, one-on-one. And I have fought many beasts.
Yes.
I wish to travel with you.
I just feeling weird about this, just kind of looks at the rest of the group.
All right. Anyone else saying anything? Ashrin, she's standing next to you. She just nods.
Lilith will go and bend down and I want to loot the body.
All right, so yeah, the D20 is 1/10 of a gimbal standard unit. That big one I gave away last week. That's right. This is 1/10 of a gimbal standard unit. All right, so you walk over. So you see Brim. You've already pulled, and Brim. So I'm going to allow you. I don't do this often, and this is early in the campaign. It's a non-magical weapon. It's really about your preference. So I had mentioned it's a two-handed weapon. And I don't normally do this at DM, but I'm going to this is, I think, more of the role play and for fun. What you pull off this creature, do you want the two-handed sort of halberd, massive axe that you saw? Do you want a huge, blunt hammer, maul, two-handed? Do you want a two-handed sword? What is it that you want?
I want a giant, freaking, jagged, greatsword, Flamberg, Highlander, just whatever you want to call it. I just want a big blade.
All right, you get a sword. All right, so all right, so you look down. You're holding a two-handed. It's a great sword. This thing is several feet long, heavy. Sweat covers the pommel of the blade. There are a couple of nicks. Clearly, hobgoblins don't know how to care for their blades, but it's a pretty well-made blade. And as you pull it off his body, something catches the corner of your eye, and you see Lilith rifling through his pockets. Lilith, you pull out a sack, and it's a good-sized, kind of pale leather satchel that's bound with cord at the top.
I shall open it.
All right, as you pull it open, inside you find, disappointingly, coins. Do you even count them, or?
No. I'll kind of open the pouch. I'll take the did you say it was the string or whatever that was tied?
Right,
I'll take it, open it, and kind of just rifle through it. And she'll kind of just tie it up, and she'll throw it in. She'll kind of look around quickly to see where Millie is.
Right here, darling.
And then she'll walk by and just like hand it to Millie, and not saying a word, and then she'll just keep walking.
This is why you're my favorite.
Lilith, there's another one over there. It's kind of on a stump.
Why is it on a stump?
Because Millie said I had to kill it.
Oh. Okay. I'll go over there too.
All right, so Millie, as you catch the sack from Lilith, you are happy to find there are a surprising number. There are 16 coins of gold in this sack. For a hobgoblin, that's not something you would have thought to find. There are 12 pieces of silver. You only find 2 coppers. But as you look at the bottom of the sack, underneath all the coin, there is what looks like a full set of human teeth.
Ooh. Did you?
Lilith dear, would you like some teeth?
What kind of teeth did you find?
They look like
and
human.
she'll like turn on her heel and she'll like run back.
They look like human teeth. I don't know. I know you collect things, odd trinkets here and there.
Let me see them.
Okay, and so I pull them out of the bag and I hold them in front of Lilith. Do you take them?
Oh yes.
Okay.
All right, so Lilith, you run over. She hands you what looks like a full set. Like you look at them in your hand, there are literally 32 teeth in your hands. Molars, canines, incisors, and they are definitely human teeth.
She's just like super excited about these teeth.
Goblin dentures.
As she's kind of like counting them in the palm of her hands and kind of like inspecting them and looking at them, she will put them all in one of her pockets and look to Millie and just say, I do like that satchel though. So if you're finished with that, I'll.
Yes, of course, dear. I'm going to dump the coins into my coin pouch and then give her the bag.
Take the bag and put it in one of my pockets as well. So sorry, full set of human teeth. Is that what I have in my pocket?
Yep. Full set of human teeth. Put that into your inventory. All right. What else? What else is the party doing?
Yeah. 2 things. First, I know you said you never do this, but am I allowed to mulligan that and take a great axe instead, like a 2-handed great axe?
Well, that was the whole reason I was asking you. Yes, I'm giving you this opportunity to choose.
Because I do want to match that mini. Like, it would tear me up inside.
Okay, well, look, that would make actors
I thought you
happy.
said you were gonna mulligan my teeth. I was like, wait a minute. I want my teeth.
And then the second thing is, I this was the time that I turned around as Shorewin was like, hey, can I come with you guys? And I turn around, we see this whole debacle going down. And so I just kind of like hold out my arm towards this display of human teeth and absence of humanity in our group. And I'm just like,
Yeah, if you can roll with that, you'll be fine. I don't trust you. Fine. Earn my trust in teaspoons and lose it in buckets.
What did you say about teaspoons?
Oh no.
Rayam looks over and she says, I don't hear anything else. I think it might be best that we try again to rest here for the night. We will need to press on in the morning, and I think we could all use the rest.
Millie's going to walk over to Shorewin, and she's going to say, I do believe I've been a bit negligent in properly introducing myself. I am Millie. Marry Millie, if you're nice. But Millie will suffice.
Very good. I am, as I said before, Shorewin of Corwood.
Very good.
As he says this, you notice he has, as I mentioned earlier, this heraldry on his shield that you hadn't noticed previously, a unicorn atop on a field of purple, and what looks like some sort of a dragon-like creature on the bottom with a sword through its teeth, divided by a golden line. Even in the moonlight, it catches.
Would I have heard of Corwood, by the way?
We'll go ahead and
Where
roll.
he's from.
Yeah, roll d20 and let's add knowledge geography, please.
Okay. So, let's see, knowledge, geography. So that's a 15?
Yeah, I mean, it's not far away, so you're familiar. This is on the eastern side of the mountain range, right up against the Sus Forest in the county of Ulek.
Oh, so neighbors to Kierland.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Yes, I have heard of where you're from, sir. I am not I am from an area not far from there.
Indeed. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Kingdom of Kierland. Grazul, on the Azure Sea, to be exact.
And vice versa, would I know where that is based on my travels?
Yeah, actually, so you have a bit more of that formal education.
Right.
You know, your nobility, you absolutely know where that is.
Okay, good. Indeed. Very good. Real quick question. What would I know about those lands as I'm still learning about the lands?
So,
Are they... Are noble lands? Are they?
Yeah, so it's a varied land, well established.
Okay.
You have some strong urban areas, some definite rural areas and forested areas. It's a diverse land.
Okay.
Grazul is actually the actual proper city on the sea there in
Gotcha.
Kierland.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I thought he was asking about Keelan. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Well, a pleasure to meet you, and I appreciate you allowing me to venture alongside you, even if it is only for a small while.
Yes, well, it seems that you are, at least from what I could tell, somewhat competent in combat.
I will admit, I was a bit worried seeing you banned prior to the fight beginning. Hence my speech. I hoped to motivate you as best I could. It seems to have worked.
Yes. You do seem to have a way with words, sir.
Gimbu will kind of just chime in and, I don't think it was your words that motivated her.
Ashrin
Gimbu.
said, "No, I don't think so either. I think she's perhaps more interested in his shininess.
Yeah,
Was
shiny.
that Asher? That just
Oh, Ashwin, dear.
Don't
I
kill him, Millie.
would learn to.
She ducks
Hold
her
your
head. She
tongue.
ducks her head, and she turns away. Like her tongue got away from her. She does not want any. She wants nothing of shadow and engagement with you. So she walks away.
Lilith will kind of grab Asher by the under the arm and just take her over by that skewered.
Oh my gosh.
This is what will happen to you if you talk to her again.
No, that's not what I was gonna say.
Look at it.
No. As she kind of like hooks her arm around her, she says, "Perhaps you should watch your tongue. You know where that gets you." It's
Sounds like what I just said.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just taking her away. I know what you're saying.
All right, with that quick lull before we continue on with the fireside chat, the party kind of moves up against the side of this cliff area that I showed earlier. And you, again, there's no fire. Rayam absolutely says no. You see she constantly looks to the side. You catch her smelling the wind, just doing those strange things that don't really make sense to you. But she clearly, again, knows these lands almost as though she drew them herself. And as you prepare for the evening, I'm going to do a quick announcement here before we go to break in a few minutes. Our giveaway tonight, I've mentioned our new sponsor, and we are giving away a set of these gorgeous dice from Dice Envy. And you are not going to want to miss out on these. This is their confetti dice set. I know I'm gonna have players that are going to want to get on this. These confetti dice are gorgeous. They have this clear enamel around them with all the colorful stuff inside. This is a full set of these confetti dice that we're going to give away tonight as we go on in the stream. Now, reminder, you must be present to win. And I'll pop that command in the chat when we come back after the break here in a few minutes. But don't miss out on your chance to win these Dice Envy gorgeous confetti dice tonight. And yes, oh, by the way, thank you for the follow, Madness03. Thank you for everybody that's followed us tonight. All the subs, all the cheers, all the support. You guys have been fantastic. And don't forget, if you're a sub or a follower, you have an advantage, if you will, on the giveaway. Now, everybody's eligible. Everybody. So anyone that's in and puts the command in when I give it a little bit later in the stream, you have a chance to win. But if you're a follower or a sub, you have a higher percent. It's an automated thing that we run in our Nightbot system that I pull up. And so you will have that chance coming up later in the stream. All right. Back to the action. As you gather around the fire, kind of pull the bodies of the dead, or not gather around the fire, gather around the campsite, rather, no fire. You pull the bodies of the dead around you. Winston grazes on the tall grasses and the lichen and moss that cling to the hills. You see Rayam, Asher, and they start setting out bed rolls. What are the rest of you doing?
Lilith will meditate.
I already had my bedroll out, so.
I said I was going to take first watch, so I'll do that.
Is the one body still up top?
Yeah.
Okay, Gimbal will go search it.
All right, so Gimbal, you move up. There's actually two bodies up here. One that was slain by arrows and one that was killed by...
So he'll search both of them.
All right, so you search both of those bodies. On them, you find, this sort of patchwork of leather and metal armor. Huge, pretty much worthless, even to Brim. These are nothing compared to even what he has already from Brother Smith. A couple of crude, large weapons. Belts that just look like standard leather belts. Huge boots that are, again, fairly worthless, although it looks like one pair is in decent shape, might fit Brim. And you find only one of them has a sack attached to his belt, and in that sack there are 8 pieces of gold, 27 pieces of silver, and 56 pieces of copper.
56 copper. So I'll take the sack with the gold, the coins, And am I able to get the boots off?
Yeah, you can. You just pushed a body off the ledge. I'm sure you can pull a pair of boots off. Yeah,
You can remove some boots.
You struggle a bit. You pull them off. The pungent stench. Bugbear feet in boots. Like these are not pleasant smells as you pull them off, but they're good solid leather.
I'll go ahead and use prestidigitation on them to take away the smell and nastiness. Just like, and then kind of skirt down, like just happily go down the path back to Brim and Brim. When I'm standing next to him, look up to him and Brim.
Yeah.
Sure, I got these for you.
I'm gonna look
I don't know
down.
if they fit, but they're brand new. Smell them.
Did you get this off a bugbear?
No, see, smell them. They're clean.
So as he holds them up to you, I mean, you're not stupid, so you can clearly discern where they came from, but they do in fact look like they're fairly clean and look in fairly good shape.
Thank you, Gimbal.
Yeah, maybe they came off of a bugbear, but they're clean.
That's all that matters to me. Thank you. Also, if you don't mind, I am a bit sweaty and feel a bit gross from the fight. Could you...
Brim, there's no lake, and I don't want to bathe you.
Come on, please.
Okay.
Again,
Hands.
you see the dirt lifts from Brim's body, the sweat, the grime falls away. I just keep, every time, like, put these in the notes. I need you to start tracking this, Gimbal. The number of times I say never in a million years or in 40 years of DMing, having a half ogre asked to be cleansed by his gnome companion definitely goes on that list. All right, so you cast the spell, and Brim, you feel just a lightness. You see some of the dirt just lifts off with the arcane power of Gimbal.
I'm sorry. When this spell in 5th edition, I know it's kind of a removal process. So here, when the spell is used, is it making it disappear or lifting off?
It's like lifting off. It's like it lifts off his body. You see the dirt fall away. You see the sweat drop to the ground.
So Gimbal will definitely step back when that happens. Like, oh crap.
Thank you, Gimbal.
You're welcome. I hope you feel better now.
Ogre Shiner. Gimbal Ogre Shiner.
Yeah.
I bet you feel so fresh and clean.
I do. It's really annoying not having a lake nearby.
Yeah.
As this is happening, Ashrin, she kind of leans over. She's just a few feet away from you. She settles into her bedroll, Shorewind, and she says, "Where did you come from? Can you tell me more about this lord of yours, Lord Harn? Is he noble? Is he a great man?"
Indeed, and great would be putting it mildly. The man taught me all that I knew, all that I know. I was squire to him at a young age. And do you know anything about knights or squires? Because I'm assuming I don't know how educated these people are.
Yeah, no, you don't. You know nothing about them. She looks at you and she says, I've not traveled in such circles. I know little about it, and I've not really met anyone from the county of Ulek, nor anyone that wears, Utar, even he did not carry such armor as you carry, and no, I would be interested to know, though.
Well, I will give you a bit right now, as it is late, and I wish not to keep you up too long. But Sir Harn, Slayer of, and tell me if I pronounce this wrong, it's Linz? Okay.
Yeah.
Sir Harn, Slayer of Linz, is a knight, And he taught me not only the art of battle and how to fight and how to stand my ground and protect those that cannot protect themselves, but it is his code that guides my actions and my sword.
What manner of creature was this thing that he slew? Not the black dragon that was legendary in this area.
Indeed.
She kind of pulls back, clearly impressed.
He is
Millie.
Oh god.
No, I'm looking at the look on Millie's face. We got to capture this out. That's awesome. Sorry, go ahead.
He is the slayer of Linz. I was not aware you had heard the story.
I had not heard that he had been slain, but he was a legendary dragon. And this is most impressive, sir. You must have learned much from him. I look forward to hearing more of this. But I'm afraid I'm tired tonight, but I look forward to talking to you more. And she kind of demurely turns over.
Indeed. And I'm going to move away slightly.
Okay.
So as not to have to talk to her right now, or for a while. And I'm going to go over to Winston. I'm going to pull out a few cleaning supplies. And I'm going to take off my armor and begin polishing.
All right, you begin polishing your armor. Winston nuzzles close to you. You have sensed these changes in mood from him before, even in the jousting lanes. When you occasionally misstruck, he would give you this sense of disapproval, but then later on would always try to make up to you. His loyalty is unquestionable, but his competitiveness is innate and almost human in its sentience. He is just so desirous of glory and combat in an equestrian manner, unaccustomed to most horses, and now he is kind of nuzzling back close to you as though he knows perhaps he was over the line a bit with his previous behavior.
I'm guessing that I have, not guessing, I know that I have some rations and food for him. And so I pull out some and let him have a bite and say, "Don't worry, Winston, we will have our time."
Okay,
question.
Go ahead, love.
Has it been an hour yet?
Has it been an hour yet? No, it's only been about 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
No one's fallen asleep yet. This is all sort of fireside chat without a fire. Just in the night of the Cron Hills. Again, I'll pull the camera back up, everybody here. So you're here in the Cron. The bodies are still laying around. I'll show you the wider kind of view here. And everybody is resting, but no one's quite fallen asleep yet.
Okay. I just wanted to know when it would be an hour.
Okay, I'll let you know when an hour has passed. Or is anyone else doing anything else before I can tell her it's an hour?
Millie's gonna take some sips from her flask as she's just kind of observing everything that's transpiring around the fire, not saying anything, just watching.
The fire.
Or around this circle. And then as she, gets about ready to go to sleep, she's going to turn to Brim and say, Brim dear, I know you wanted to take first watch. Let me know when you're ready for a change out and I will take the second.
Sounds good.
And she's just going to lay down and try to get some sleep now.
All right. We'll go an hour has passed, Lilith.
Okay, perfect. That means Lilith has been meditating to change her spell list, so she would like to go over to Winston and cast Speak with Animals.
I knew it was coming.
All right. So what are you doing with Winston? I'm sorry.
I'm casting Speak with Animals.
Okay. All right. Okay. So no. Okay. All right. So. I don't know what you're pulling that from. I'm going to treat, so spell changes, ability changes, those require long rest. I think you might be working off of 5.
I just checked the druid spells. It says an hour of meditation.
Okay, and what?
Yeah, it said druid must spend 1 hour each day in trance-like meditation to regain her. Okay.
So there's 2.
And may prepare and cast any spell on their druid list.
Exactly. So there's two important phrases there: an hour and each day. So you have to let a full sort of 24-hour cycle, if you will, before you can do this. So you don't have to meditate all night long, but it's just like a mage. He can memorize from his spell book, but he can't cast all of his spells, memorize an hour later, cast all of his spells, memorize an hour later. So you can do that, but you're gonna have to wait for the morning or the passage of the full day to do that. But we now know what's going to happen in the morning.
Do I need to? Do I need to start working on my horse voice too?
100%,
Then
100%.
Yeah, you might need to protect him. Apparently, someone's already predatory toward him. All right. Anyone else doing anything before we call it a night and we start doing our watch checks?
Yeah. Before everyone lays down, that area where that bugbear was on top and fell down, and then I've made fall down again.
Yes, this guy right here.
When I was up there, did I see that it would be easy to get up onto that for particularly myself?
I'm sorry. Are you asking?
Oh, actually, it would be the one across from that, on the other side of the.
The opposite side. So over here. And let me pull out make sure I know what you're referring to here. Where'd my laser pointer go? No, that's not it.
Yep,
Oh,
the
here we
one
go.
right above the group there.
This one here? No, this one here.
There's a delay one. Yep. Nope. The one directly above the group. Yep.
The one where I'm at now. Yeah. So we have to work through the delay till I get my other. All right. So yes, you can definitely climb up there. So you make your way past the bodies and you climb up, and I'll show Gimbal just to make sure through the delay that's where you want to be. You scrabble your way up. No, you're not in a rush. I'm not going to make you make any checks.
That's where he'll just spend the night.
Okay. All right. So you spend the night up there. Anyone else doing anything?
Question.
Yeah.
Do you usually do 3 checks overnight?
Yeah, depending on the length of time, but 3 watches is standard. Now, if you choose to do 2, depending on the nature of the characters, if you got an elf that doesn't need sleep, then you can kind of, but yeah, 2 to 3 watches is normal.
So I heard Millie mention taking the second watch while I was polishing my gear, and so I'm going to go over and say, do you need someone to take a third watch this evening?
Who are you asking?
Millie. I went over to Millie. Sorry.
We're all like,
Well, the third watch is always very helpful.
I will take care of it then.
All right. Well, I will wake you when it's time for you to take your watch.
Thank you.
DM, would I have been able to hear this interaction?
Yeah, you're all close in a circle. It's right within earshot.
Okay. I'd like to, if at all possible, whisper to Millie, which a half-ogre doing that, who knows?
I would like us to find a third person to take a watch with him.
Well,
She's whispering. So Lilith, you don't hear this.
Oh, right.
We're going to, for sake of role play, we're going to let him. He's a pretty smart half ogre. You whisper it quietly enough that Shorewind does not hear.
Well, and I know a lot about the nature of elves because I am a half elf, and I would know that she doesn't need to sleep because she is full-blooded elf.
Right.
So I would turn to Brim and say, well, she doesn't need to sleep anyway. I just would give her time to do her meditations that she does.
She doesn't need to sleep.
No. Full-blooded elves don't need to sleep, dear. It's part of their nature. It's why we can't be magically put to sleep either.
That's what? You hear that?
And you hear these strange sounds, interesting sort of noises in the background. You can't feel comfortable here. There's insect life, there's animal life, but you're definitely in some rugged lands.
But, yes, I'm sure Lilith could keep an eye on him.
I'll ask her. Sleep well, alright?
Thank you. And remember, I will take a second to just let me know when I'm ready to rest, because you do need to get some rest at some point.
At some point. Sounds good.
All right. And by the way, Shorewind, I rolled to see if you were really catching any of this. I do those perception checks occasionally, as I've talked about before, so that it doesn't kind of ruin the effect for the players where you know what was rolled. But I like to tell you, I rolled a nat 1 for you. So you are completely oblivious. And in fact, you look over your shoulder. At one moment, you see them talking, and you are confident they are extolling your virtues in combat. You
Understood.
You feel they are beside themselves with joy at the prowess that Shorewind has brought to this group, and you feel.
When I noticed that, I looked to Winston. I said, "See, Winston, they already know of our greatness."
Oh man, I can't wait to talk to him.
I did the dumbest thing. I did a perception check for a horse. I've never done anything. Nat 20. I rolled a 1 for you and a nat 20 for Winston. I swear I'm not lying. The horse
the entire
just,
conversation, but he'll never know.
He just kind of shakes its head at you. and says no more. All right, so we are going to go to break with that silliness, and thank you so much, everybody. Hey, we're giving away something really cool coming up here in the second half of the show after the break, and we're already more than halfway through where we'll be coming back after the break. But don't forget, we're giving away this really cool confetti dice set from Dice Envy. This is a full set of dice, all of them, and they are probably unlike any dice that you have. And remember, with Dice Envy, you can never have enough dice, or there's no such thing as too many dice, right? So you definitely want to stay part of that giveaway as we come up with it after the break. Also, great chat. Thank you, everybody. Several followers already, subs. But I've noticed some of you that are chatting and you're not following yet. So here at Blue Box, we always ask this question. If you're watching this show and you like it and you haven't followed, or if you followed and you haven't subbed yet, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Give us a follow. Help us. We're gonna get to over 600 in June. We're gonna get to 1,000 by the end of the year. We had 500 last month, and we're super thankful. And we got a lot of fun stuff. You're not gonna want to miss the coolest thing I have to show tonight. It's not just the giveaways. I've got the most incredible thing to show a little bit later in the show tonight. You are not going to want to miss it. I'll just give you a hint. Atlas Miniatures. All right. We are going to the break now. Stay with us. We take short breaks here at Blue Box, and we'll see you. We'll leave the mics hot so all of our players can chat with the stream. If you can stay, everyone else, use the restroom, grab your water. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you, everyone.
So, I screwed up a little bit earlier. I meant to ask this question. While mounted, I've been reading Cavaliers do double damage.
No, I knew that, and I didn't want to. Because I didn't research it in advance, I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the combat, but I was confident a D8 made no sense for a lance with a charging mount.
Right.
And so I was figuring it was probably 2D8 or even 3. I wasn't sure how that worked. So just remember that in the future, because you would have had that kill.
I know. That's what I was looking, because I was just double checking, and so on a mount, according to 3.5, I was looking. When charging with a lance, it's your D8 is doubled, and I was like, oh, I would have had the kill.
No, exactly, which makes perfect sense, because you've got the power of this massive steed beneath you, and you're plunging that lance. You know, that's why I kind of role-played the destruction of the shoulder and the arm. I knew the damage was not enough, but I just didn't want to slow down the combat at that moment. So this is always important for the players. As a DM, I will occasionally correct, but I put you guys on the spot to know your abilities, know your spells, know your feats, know your damage. That's your responsibility as players. I have enough balls I'm juggling here as a DM.
Yeah.
That's part of learning Cavalier, being brand new to me.
All on fire and are actually small morning stars.
Hey, so I'm looking at the chat. So I got a question from Hobby Nut. He's wondering if he's following because he got notified. I don't see an icon next to his name, but I don't know what that means.
subscribers get the icons.
I see. Okay. Yeah, he is a follower. All right, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Everybody else, I think we're good. And we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Question, John.
Great chat, by the way. Yes, go ahead.
What is the damage for the Great Axe?
I can help him find that while you go take a break, John. So weapon and great axe, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. no
Well, so
problem.
I'm going to do something a bit different than this, actually, Millie. What I'm going to do, because the whole idea here is that you are forsaking the use of a shield. And particularly with your size and girth, that's significant, because I gave you the option to choose a bastard sword, which the hand and a half sword is always the most advantageous for an ogre, half ogre, because you could use it in one hand and still have a shield. But in this case, you've chosen for the role play, for the glory of it, to go with this two-handed weapon. So I'm going to treat it the same as a great sword. So you're going to have a D10, but then when you're attacking a large creature, or anything size large, it's 3d6.
Okay. Because the great axe is 1d12, so.
Yeah, but it'd be a flat d12. You won't get that benefit of the 3d6 on the large. So we're treating this as sort of it's a great sword equivalent of a great axe. So you're going to get 1d10 on medium creatures, plus your strength bonus, of course, and any other damage associated with spells. When you're hitting large-sized creatures, which would have included these bugbears, you're going to get 3d6 like you would with a two-handed sword.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
All right, and mics are hot. You
Yep.
Sweet. With the viewers during the break.
That's one hot mic.
Oh, yeah.
I wish my name was Mike right now.
Don't we all? Everyone who works in theater wishes the name was Mike.
Except for all the times they get dropped.
Oh, well played. Well played indeed.
I don't know. One might say you can drop me.
That sounds painful or very creepy, and
Exactly.
I'm
It's all about how you say it.
It's
All
both.
about how you say it.
kinda into both.
Yes, it's yes.
So the white shirt's working now?
No, not completely. It still messes with the background a little bit, but apparently, like for right behind my green screen, there's a window, and the sunlight was coming in and really messing it up. So I mean, it's still a little bit more shady, quote unquote, for those who can't see that. Apparently, white jacks it up.
Okay.
I always thought green and red were the issue.
Oh, yeah.
Well, green would be bad.
I put on a green shirt
my pants are
like a
green.
couple weeks ago, not thinking about it, and I like sat down in front of my camera as John started the stream. I was like, "Oh, nope, gotta go change." One sec. Because suddenly I was just a floating head.
There's nothing wrong with that. A little floating head never killed anybody.
Wait.
Not following that up.
Yeah,
Don't do it, Josh.
Yeah, that's quite a sight to beholder.
What did you say?
Talking about
Well
just
put.
Said beholder, I'm here.
talking about some good ale
The
there.
beholder queen perked up.
Oh, man.
Yes, ridiculous. I'm sure he could show it again. As soon as he's back, I will let him know that you would like to see it, since you missed it.
Gray Horse Awakening. I thought of something funny. The glorious adventure of Winston, his trusty cavalier Sherwin, and the wayward bolts as they pursue truth, justice, gold, and the equestrian way.
Yes, gold is good.
Good.
Oh my gosh, that's
Or
great.
Peace is good too.
So, Josh, I finally saw your comment
geez.
because you put it in a weird spot.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But, did you like it?
Yeah.
I did. I noticed
I'm
it right away.
jealous.
His giant picture
Gala.
of her.
Bastard.
Oh, yeah. So
Tankard of milk.
for the listeners that don't know, one of the reasons Brim drinks so much milk is because this is my escapism from real life. I'm lactose intolerant. And I miss milk so much.
Understandable.
Totally.
Not you.
Nah, I'm not a mic drinker. I'm sorry.
You don't drink
Mike's
Mike's.
drink. We're talking about Mike's Milks. What are we?
How do you drink Mike's?
no judgment here.
It's a lot of hard work.
Whatever floats your boat, I mean. You know.
Mike makes lemonade.
Blah, 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 blah.
Did y'all notice the completely unintentional pun that happened during last week's session because of us mishearing the word beings as beans?
Right.
Orc and beans.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
You should scroll up, Lilith. There are, I don't know if you saw it, but I told everyone, and for all you listening, please continue. I told everyone if they want a good challenge, to send a bunch of memes in about Lilith.
No, no, you're gonna lose me. Don't.
And then the challenge, I told them the challenge is to make you get giggle fits for more than 40 seconds. So there was a good stream of them that came through.
Wait. No, it's starting back though.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Now that I'm saying it again, yeah. Like,
no, I meant
was
that this thing is gonna start, and I'm gonna be lost.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
Well, that's okay. Everyone just keep on going. Like, post them up in the Discord server, make them, like, the images, and, like, just need it up.
Yay, John's back. Hey, John, I have a question for you from chat. Once you're remiked.
All right, hang on. Let me remic 1 second.
Yep.
Sorry, I was wolfing down just a bite of dinner. I needed it today.
Ridiculous, our actual winner of the Dragonborn, he missed the presentation of the image earlier, and he was asking if he could see it again.
Yeah, no, I saw him pop in earlier, and I was absolutely going to do that. So, Ridiculous17, thank you for the sub, by the way. I think you subbed for us tonight. We appreciate that. And I'll pull that up for you here in a second. And we are getting restarted. And welcome everyone back to Blue Box Greyhawk Awakening Episode 8, Winged Shadow. All right, so we've already mentioned we have a giveaway coming up in a little bit. This is our Dice Envy Confetti Dice giveaway, and I'll launch that here in a few minutes, and I'll give you the command so you can type it in. Don't do anything yet. I don't have the command running yet. But then also, we talked earlier about a huge thank you to Atris Minis, who has given us these incredible custom painted miniatures for the campaign, which I have up on the screen here. And those, he shipped them out, expedited shipping on Friday, but all the COVID stuff and short staffing with the shipping companies delayed them. So they're going to arrive tomorrow. And you may see an additional treat tonight from Atris. No, you won't. You will, not you may. You will see an additional treat from Atris tonight, which is super, super cool. And then, of course, we talked a lot about Frederica. Thank you very much, Wicked, The Honored First, Grendewolf, Orannoir. No doubt. I mean, these are just amazing, Jacoboo. These are super cool. Now, Ridiculous. Your question. You want to see your custom. I've never had this many photos up before, and so now I can't see my photos in advance of what they are like I normally do. So here, let me click off of that screen, and I'll pull it up here. Make sure I have the right one before I show it to you. Well, I'm glad I didn't do that. You can't see that one yet. Hang on here.
We're all gonna die.
Players, entertain our viewers while I pull up the right.
Some Jurassic Park.
Same.
No dinosaurs.
I know, but I'm getting like the sound is like a very dinosaur-esque screech.
Caribou.
Definitely no
I think it's a
dinosaurs.
caribou.
There we go. All right. And here we go. All right. You ready, Ridiculous? So, congratulations to our winner from a couple of weeks ago on the custom artwork from Frederica Draws. By the way, we'll have more custom artwork giveaways from her coming up in August. So this will be a regular thing here on Blue Box. And I'm sure somebody else is doing it, but I don't know who is, and they're not doing it with Frederica. She is incredible. And so here is, he hasn't seen this yet, here is your custom rendering of your Dragonborn PC. And as you can see from the image there, it's got the glowing purple around the gems, just as you asked. Let me just zoom in more so you can really see just how incredible this artwork is. The skull, the horns, the scales, the dual weapons, this glowing skull around the waist, all the way down to the talons. Look at the talons on the feet. Just how slick that is. This is just absolutely fantastic. I've never allowed Dragonborn in my campaigns. I've never wanted to play a Dragonborn. This picture makes me want to play one. This is so stinking cool. So congratulations to you, Ridiculous, and hopefully you're seeing this because I haven't seen you respond yet, but it is just absolutely gorgeous, and we are so thankful to Frederica. Yeah, it is amazing. So I'll send you all the files right after the show tonight. If I don't get them to you tonight, I'll get them to you first thing in the morning. But yeah, you're going to have all that, and it's just congratulations again, my friend. And hey, there's going to be more of those giveaways coming from Frederica on future Blue Box shows, so stay a part of the community. And your son played in a game and was a Dragonborn Paladin. Interesting, yeah. No, I've never really done, like I said, there's something about them, as you know, I'm really kind of restrictive with certain things, and I like the old school gaming, but that is pretty darn cool. All right, so before we move on, I also want to just again thank you to our friend Atris Minis, who provided all those minis, and a reminder that we have virtual Greyhawk Con coming up here October 2nd through 4th, so sign up. We'll be posting all that on our Discord, and if you don't mind, Evelyn, who's not only one of our players, but also is a sort of a co-host and co-owner of Blue Box here, helps me with so many things. She'll pop our Discord creds in the channel, and you'll want to be part of that. Now, it was a little more quiet this week because the party was in the middle of combat. So none of our stores, none of our neat things we do with cats or Federums and the Hamlet Supply and Trade, those things can't happen when the party's in the middle of the Cron Hills in combat.
No, Kat and Hannah and Federum were doing things.
They did. They opened and closed the shop. That's right. And there was a little one visitor and another to the shop. So there's still a little bit that happens there, which is awesome. But obviously not as active as when the party is there. Now, what I'm also going to do, and I didn't do it this week because I just didn't feel it was right. If the party's out traveling, I'm going to have a campfire area also in that Discord channel where the party and maybe even certain NPC viewers can come in and chat around the fireside between the week's channels, but obviously not right in the middle of combat. Does it make sense? So, all right, we're going to go ahead and get restarted. Thank you. So, it was a Dragonborn Fighter Necromage is what he wanted to create, and that is definitely what it looks like you got there, my friend. That is a pretty slick looking monster. All right, or character. So here we go, and we are back to the evening, and we resume Blue Box Greyhawk Awakening.
Quick question, John.
Yes.
When did Brim say he was taking watch?
He's taking first watch.
Okay. That works out so much better. So Gimbal will stay awake first watch also without anyone knowing.
Has anybody asked Lilith to take third watch?
Brim was going to.
I was hoping to.
We hit break, but Brim was going to ask Lilith.
Yeah.
And once again, trying to whisper.
Lilith, would you be willing to take third watch with Rolly over there?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Did you see these teeth?
I did not. Those are awesome teeth.
Look at this one. It's a wisdom tooth, I think.
Yeah. Those are awesome.
You sense he's less than enthused.
Do you want one, Brim?
I'm good.
I got this as he holds up the ram skull totem that he wears.
Thank you. I'm gonna go over here now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but
I kind of pat her on the shoulder.
sleep well.
You too, Brim. I think you deserved it.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. So first watch. First watch goes. It is, again, this eeriness in these hills while there's a natural beauty to the Cron Hills, and in the night you can see the illumination of the lower moon still catching the edges of the Lortmill Mountains off to the east, or to the west, pardon me. And they cast this eerie illumination, but there is a sense of unease. While there is the natural cadence of nightlife, there is something else here that you sense and feel. But beyond that, your watch passes uneventfully.
During that watch, John?
Yes.
Brim, is there anything in particular? So Gimbal is up top. He kind of just walked up there to have his own space, but not making it known that he's also awake during this first watch. Is there anything? What does Gimbal see you doing, Brim?
You see him down there, kind of, he stays in his armor. He kind of starts to undo his braids at the beginning and kind of lets his hair kind of fall back, and he just kind of opens it up since you prestidigitationed it, so he wants it to breathe for a bit. As he does that, he kind of pours a bit of water onto a stone nearby and just starts sharpening this axe and kind of taking care and dabbing some oil on one of the blankets he has with him to kind of clean up this axe.
All right. So Gimbal will just observe this for this time period of time, observe it, and kind of just to himself think about some things that has transpired. He's going to think about the moat house. He takes off his green coat, sets it down, that he's always pushing the sleeves up on. He then will he'll pull up his white sleeves of his shirt and just feel his arms, almost like in a hugging fashion, and just feel his arms, look at Brim, and just reflective, thoughtful until Brim goes to sleep, and then he'll go to sleep.
Okay. And as you do this, Brim sort of catches your eye for a moment, and there is just a sense of understanding between the two of you, and you both retire to your bedrolls. And now second watch is being taken by?
Does Bryn wake me, or is it,
Nah. Yeah.
Let her sleep.
Oh yeah, no, I go over kind of leaning down with my axe in one hand, and then I just kind of...
Millie, an eye pops open. She looks up.
Second watch.
Alright.
Have to sleep.
Well enough. Stretch. And then I'm going to slide the dagger out into my hand so I get the infravision benefit. And then I will say, rest well, sir.
You too.
And I go to help her up if she allows me.
Yeah, I'll let him help me up.
All right, so you easily lift her up. She's very light. Millie, so you begin your watch. You set up against the rocks. Again, these same sounds that you hear in the background. Occasional rustling off in the trees. Scurrying of animals. Howls off in the distance. Shortly, Brim, he is the least likely to be able to allow you to remain discreet anywhere. His snoring pulls this raucous echo off of the hillsides. You even see Winston kind of neighs and starts backing away from Brim as he is snoring. But then as he does so, something crosses over. You see a shadow overhead.
Can I make out what it is? Is it continuing on?
As you look up, you shake your eyes. You shake your head for a moment. It is disturbing. It looks like a dragon. As your eyes adjust and you try to really recognize what you're looking at, you realize it's based on the height, you can kind of try. It is a smallish dragon, but a dragon to be sure, and you see a rider atop it. The wings and passes over the top of you, headed sort of westerly without stopping, and disappears over the nearest horizon, the nearest hill horizon.
Since it continued on, I'm not going to wake anybody, but I'm going to be on extra high alert because we need to be ready and well rested if we're going to encounter anything like that, since it seems to be going in the direction that we're heading, correct?
It looks like it, yes, is definitely in the direction you were headed.
Yeah. And Millie's smart enough to figure that out. So, so she's just going to let everyone rest and be aware, just kind of keep her eyes trained on the direction that went.
All right, so you watch, continuing. The remainder of your watch goes to no effect.
Okay, so then I'll move over to Shorewind, but I'm going to put my dagger away because I don't want Winston to think I'm going to try to do anything. The horse doesn't seem to like me enough already. And I'm just going to kind of kneel down and gently place a hand on his, the side of his face and say, "Wake up."
Is it time?
Yes, but so you know, I saw a very strange thing while I was watching. It has not come back, but there seemed to be a smallish dragon-looking creature with a rider atop that was headed the direction that we are currently headed.
A rider, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Were you able to make out any details?
Was I able to make out any other details other than that there was someone atop it?
No, I mean, the color, I mean, you could see, so it would look like some tacking or barding on the sides of it. Clearly this creature has been formally mounted, and the rider looked large, but, in the moonlight, color really exact, so it was difficult to determine.
Okay. No, I could not tell exactly who or what the rider was, but just be aware. I don't know if he'll come back, but...
Give me one moment. At this point, I'm going to put my armor back on, which I had not done prior to this, which takes about approximately 4 minutes, apparently.
Would you like some assistance? I've helped a knight or two do this before.
Ashrin rolls over. Just kidding.
Indeed.
Our paladin was a bit clumsy with his armor.
It would speed up the process, so I appreciate that.
So I'll just help him get re-armored.
I then take my sword and shield. I am prepared. Thank you.
You're welcome. And so she goes back to her bedroll and lays back down. It's going to take her a minute to go back to sleep. So she's kind of sleeping fitfully because she knows of what she saw. She'll just take a kind of a big swig of liquor to help her fall asleep again, and then...
All right, you quaff a nice, deep swig of your brew, and it kind of warms you, and you fall asleep. In short order, you find yourself Shorewind alone.
Lilith is awake.
Yeah,
but he doesn't know that yet. Right? Are you showing him that you're awake, or? Mm-hmm. Oh, you are. Okay. So Shorewind, as you're woken, you see Lilith kind of rolls over and pops up.
She'll come and sit down beside. If you're sitting, she'll come sit, or wherever you're standing, she'll be beside you.
Yeah, I'll be standing.
Okay. She'll come and kind of just stand beside you, and just kind of look and just give you a little smirk. Hey.
Are you here to assist me?
Yeah.
Indeed. I would like to commend you on your hit earlier this evening. Quite strong for someone of such stature.
You should see why they call me the Nutcracker.
Indeed.
He seems speechless by this comment.
Sherwin,
Yes?
what kind of things do you collect?
I'm sorry, my friend. I don't believe I fully understand the question. What do you mean, collect?
Gimbal likes to collect tricks, and Millie likes to collect coin, and Josh likes to collect or drink.
Gosh.
Sorry. You thought I was looking at your name at the bottom of the thing. Brim likes milk. What's your fancy?
My fancy is the protection of those that need protecting.
That's the thing that you like to collect?
I'd never thought about it that way, but I guess to a certain extent that would be it.
Do you want to see my collection?
Okay.
And Lilith will very excitedly go through all the pockets, and as she kind of turns, you kind of see all the pockets that have kind of lined the side of her hide there, and she'll pull out. She's like, "I got this hairbrush, and it's shiny like you."
And you see, it is
the holly.
it is a glossy ebony handled hairbrush. Actually, looks like remarkably fine, inconsistent with the other sort of knickknacks that you see that Lilith has on her.
I've used it once. I don't think I'll use it again.
So what will you do with it then? Give it to someone who needs it?
I like to keep it, and if I think that I want to give it to somebody, then I'll give it to them. But I usually keep them.
Now, during all this discussion, Shorin constantly is looking off and coming back to the conversation, constantly keeping an eye on the area so as not to be fully distracted. But it does seem intrigued with this idea of collecting.
And then she'll pull out a ring. I found this on a priest. I don't know what it does yet, but I'll figure it out after.
You stole it from a priest?
No. Well,
The priest gave it to you.
technically.
There are many good priests out there.
And she kind of pulls out a bunch of other things that you can kind of see, just like knick-knacky things. The teeth that she just got, a bird skull, different totems. Yes?
Those are teeth.
Yeah, human teeth. They're all here. All of them.
And did you forcefully remove those teeth, or
Oh,
how did you come by them?
They were on the bugbear over there. Over there. The big guy.
I am at least mildly comforted by that statement.
So, Winston.
Ah, my steed. Gallant.
How long have you guys been together?
Winston has been with me. It must be almost 12 years now. He has been by my side through most of my battles. I had to squire a bit with Sir Harn, but there came a day where I was fully trained in equestrianship, if that's a word. And Winston was but a young horse, and we managed to come together as a good team. And as such, we've been together for years. He has protected me, and I have protected him. We have fought many battles, and luckily we have not come to any undue harm.
As you speak of him, Winston makes these sounds and kind of rustles. He recognizes his name as you speak of him, and you talk on, and the next thing you know, you have talked for a full 2-3 hours, seemingly without realizing the passage of time, and before you know it, the dawn begins to arise the sun creeping over the morning sky. Why are you laughing so hard, Lilith?
It was love at first name.
What?
It was, Phantom said it was love at first name.
Huzzah! No show is complete without a Vivi Lilith giggle fit. All right, so quickly before we move on with the day, and it is again now daytime, you have survived the evening. Other than the brief encounter overhead that I described, there was nothing else unusual that happened. But we did have a question from one of our viewers. I believe it was Aqua. I don't want to say Aqua Knight. That's not right. It's Aqua. Hold on, let me find it here. Aqua. Where, man? The chat's going to. Aquanitis. That's it. Aquanitis. No, so we don't have a merch store. Thank you guys for pointing that out. But I am super happy with our viewership tonight. It's been fantastic. We've been hovering close to that 70. 70 is a really good number for us. We've peaked over 70. We're at 69, at least by my count now. Mine is usually a little slow to update.
I'm seeing 76 currently.
Okay,
76.
Yeah, all right, so we're over 70 now. All right, so the reason we don't have a merch store, although I think he thought this was a store, which is that's actually really, thank you. I believe it's my basement, and it's not that big either, but it's neat. Obviously, I'm really glad to have it. But we do have merch. We have Blue Box shirts, Blue Box hats, Blue Box mugs. They have this logo on them. And I'm going to go ahead and give away, in addition to the dice that we're already giving away, because someone asked about a store and because we're well over 70, I'm going to give away a Blue Box shirt tonight as well. So we'll do 2 giveaways. We'll do a Blue Box shirt. It looks like it has this logo on it. It is gorgeous. We're going to do one of those tonight in addition to our confetti dice because the viewers have been so fantastic. All right, back to the action. It is now morning. Players, there's a chill in the air. The patch wall, you're now the mid of the patch wall month. You see leaves floating through the air, falling off of trees now, which have turned gorgeous auburns and deep reds and all the colors of autumn. The crispness in the air. The birds, all the haunting sounds of night have passed away, and there's this pleasant warmth that just barely assuages the chill of the air as the sun warms the horizon.
Gimbal is still up top, asleep.
Upon dawn, I'm going to find a small open clearing and begin some of my training that I do on a daily basis.
All right, so you see that Shorewind, he pulls away with his trusty steed. Wherever I put the steed, I'll find him in a moment. And Shorewind and Winston, they walk over.
How dare you lose Winston?
Yeah. Maybe
MVP.
maybe my room is too big if I'm losing horses in here. So you pull Winston over to the side. Describe for them what they see in terms of there he is, right there in front of me. Your morning sort of routine and regimen.
So what I'm going to be doing is, with Winston, we go through a series of exercises that appear to be battle-like, that includes movements and combinations that you may have seen in the battle the previous night.
All right, as he's doing this, what's everyone else doing? And here, as he runs him, Winston's hooves thunder across the soil. Occasionally he neighs and shakes, and they work up into a lather. This is no simple exercise. This is rigorous pushing that they're doing, back and forth, back and forth. What's everyone else doing as you're watching this spectacle? You see Rayam, she shakes her head. Fool is making even more noise than the day before.
Gimbal, did Gimbal leave in the middle, I guess, during first watch, so I wouldn't have seen him leave?
No, you actually, you saw Gimbal before, like he walked up there while everyone was still awake, and you can actually barely see the sort of outline of his body. He's laying sound asleep still, even as the sun rises atop this mound here above everyone.
I guess if he looks like he's laying still, I'll run up there and check on him.
All right. So, Lilith, you sprint up the hill and you join By the way, the figure for Lilith is one of our original Atris minis. You can tell by the incredible colors and the basing and everything. All right, so you're up there now with Gimbal. Gimbal, you feel a hand on your shoulder and a stirring.
When you get up there with Gimbal, you see he has his coat off and his sleeves majority of the way, almost all the way down. Lilith?
You're muted.
Gimbal, what are you doing here all by yourself?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
It's too dangerous to stay by yourself. You should have came down here. Let's go.
No, it's not dangerous up here.
Yeah, it is. What do you mean? Did you hear the sound?
Right now, you hear the birds and the thunder of Winston's hooves as they continue to go back and forth and back and forth.
You mean that?
No, that's Winston.
I bet you would really like to talk to Winston, huh?
I do. I don't
Maybe
think Sherwin will let me get close enough to talk to Winston yet, so I'm working on it.
You'll see Gimbal, he tugs on his sleeves to bring him completely back down and puts on his coat, gets his hat and his cane, kind of gets himself together and... Lilith?
Maybe I could help you with that.
Can you?
I mean, I
Okay.
can go big, I can go little, I can make sounds. I'm sure we can figure something out.
Okay, let's talk more. But first, did you see my teeth?
Yeah, they're right here.
No! And she'll like dig in her pockets and bring them out. And she's like, look what I got.
Oh, those are sweet teeth.
I know. Do you want one?
Oh.
And
Before
he'll like
you can-
be a little bit off taken but not want to decline a gift, so he'll be like,
Yeah. That one?
That's a good one.
So
Okay.
you plugged it.
he'll try to like
I was
thumb
distracted
through
for a moment.
what he would call a wisdom tooth and just like try to...
You plucked sort of a
Pull at that
molarish
one.
looking tooth from the pile of teeth. Is that what you did?
Yeah, it's trying to find what, if I don't know if they call them wisdom teeth, but
Sure.
he'll go for the bigger one and go like,
Yeah, I'll take this one. Thank you.
and you'll see he'll open up his side pack and he'll stick it in with his other belongings.
Pockets, see? Pockets are good.
You know, you're really right about that. I have a vest being made right now, and it's got pockets on the inside of the flap, right? And it's gonna got 3 and 3. I was trying to tell you about this the other day, and you just kind of just walked off and ignored me. But anyways,
Sorry.
it's all
Sorry,
really
Gimbal.
good.
So let's talk more about this horse. As we kind of walk down, I guess we'll come back with everybody.
Brum, 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 brum. Now, after several minutes, Winston seems to finally be slowing down, and Shorewind kind of pulls him up. Everyone else is awake. Is anyone doing anything?
So Millie's going to just kind of do what she does every morning. She's going to check all of her weapons. So she checks the dagger that's in the holster on her thigh. She checks the dagger on her hip and the rapier, makes sure they are all in good shape. She checks her armor, makes sure everything's in proper order, and she's actually going to pull the pins from her hair and re-put it up because it came loose in her sleep last night, so she's going to put it up tight again.
All right. You do all this. You pull it up. You see Rayam. She gets up. She's cleaning her leathers, and she stands. She walks around the campsite. She starts kind of brushing away some of the trail. As you see, she starts looking at the hobgoblins, and she nods at Brim. Would you help me hide these monsters, at least up against the cliff, so they're not out in the open to be found?
Sure. Can I just have a few minutes?
You know, I would actually ask Gimbal for help. He's surprisingly strong for someone of his stature.
She kind of arches a brow. I see. Huma. No, I do not think he can help me, but I'll wait for you,
I was
Master
being
Ogre.
absolutely serious, dear, but I can also help you.
I'll wait for the Brim, if you don't mind.
Very well.
Ashrin is standing over. She's just been watching as Winston and Shorewind thunder past each time. She kind of nods and just watches the whole exercise with admiration.
Can I just percept if that's like admiration in the same way as Uthar, or like just admiration as like I'm impressed?
All right, so you're asking for a sense motive check, right? Go ahead and roll.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what my sense motive is. I have to check.
Go ahead, take your time.
Ooh,
While she's doing that, what's everyone else doing?
9, 10, 11, 12?
It's hard to say. She's just watching from a distance, but there's definitely interest there of some kind. I'm not sure what it is. Hey, the ever mysterious Tim is with us, which means death is right around the corner for the players.
Brim would like to get up. Once he told Ashrin that he needed a few, he was already packing up his stuff, but his armor and everything was still in the same pile, and his great axe as well. And he's going to walk over to where these events are transpiring with Shorewind.
Okay. All right, so you walk over. You're right here. You see Shorewind is still atop his horse, Winston. He has stopped thundering past. Ashrin is right there. Lilith is kind of peering on as Gimbal has gotten up as well, and they stand atop the hill. And Rayam is just shaking her head and preparing.
Hey! 1 second.
So I pull. I'm assuming you're waving at me. So I pull Shorewind up, and we walk over to Bryn. Yes.
2 things. 1, you're making a ton of noise for this valley, and if anything wants to find us, they've definitely got a pinpoint on us. 2, please give me 5 freaking minutes of silence.
Well, in response to your 1, I will say that from what I saw last night, anything in this valley that comes towards us will have a great battle ahead of them, and they will indeed fail. As to your 2, you slept ever so long, my friend, and it was time to wake, and we needed to train.
5 minutes. Please.
I suppose I can do that? Sure. Winston does indeed need to eat. We will hold for now. And I definitely slide off of Winston and walk him over and get him some food.
As he slides off the horse grows quiet, the birds remain chirping, and you get the closest thing to silence you're going to find out here in nature in the Cron Hills.
I go back over to where I've rolled everything up and my armor's sitting, and I go and I kneel on my bedroll and I take off my kind of talisman that I have, and I put it in front of me, and I put my head to the ground into it and just begin to pray.
Okay, you're praying. All right, as Brim prays, Rayam finishes gathering things up. Ashrin collects her things. Everyone packs up. Is anyone else doing anything?
I'm guessing I witnessed kind of the exchange between Brim and Shorewind there.
You did. Yep, you're right there, huh?
Okay. I'm just kind of going to turn to Shorewind and I'm going to say, it would not be wise, I think, to upset Brim. He is rather nice, but not if you get on his bad side.
I understand, and I do not wish to get on anyone's bad side, as you put it here. I have one current goal, and that is the orcs that I must take care of. So I apologize if it was taken wrong, but as a cavalier, as a warrior on his horse, I must train each morning. You must understand that.
Of course, no one is going to maintain their abilities with their blade unless they practice. But I also know that it is best to remember that we are part of a group and we need to help each other to do the best that we can do. And possibly be wary of being too rash, for that did not serve our paladin friend well, and now he has left us running off in a direction that we do not know, but it does not serve well to be too gung-ho, so to speak.
Understood. At this point, I'm just going to kind of look off to my side. Is Brim within eyesight of where I am?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see if you can see on the camera here. It's a pretty good representation. So he's about 15 feet away. He's just packed up his roll. He's finished his prayers. You see, he solemnly gets up, lifts his head toward the heavens.
And then I'll turn back to Million. Of course.
I do wish for you to find a good place here. You seem like you would be a good fit for this group, I think. I just want to make sure no feathers are ruffled.
Of course. I will watch how I handle the others. Although I will say the elf...
Lilith?
Yes, that's her name. An interesting creature. Do you know she has a full mouth of teeth in her collection?
Why, yes, I gave them to her. They were in the bottom of my coin pouch that we got off the bugbear over there. She collects things.
Of course.
She likes random odds and ends. She has a bent spoon and a brush, I do remember.
I've seen the brush.
It's quite a nice brush, but it came from a very not nice person.
Rayam walks over. Are we going to chatter here all day? Do you think we're standing in an inn? In some frolicsome field in a noble courtyard?
At that kind of like snootiness, Gimbal will just take his staff, his wand. No, I can't even talk now. His cane, and he'll tap her on the leg a couple times, kind of like back up or back off. Hold on a second.
All right, so I didn't realize you'd come down. So you're down here now with Lilith. All right, so you tap her.
With her.
Okay. What are you tapping her with?
Just his cane. Like, he's not hitting her, just kind of hey, like...
No, I get it. As you tap her with the cane, she reaches down with remarkable speed and she snatches it right out of your hands.
Brim gets real serious real effing fast.
She says, I am here to help you, Master Gnome. And foolishness and chicanery in these hills will get you killed quickly. She drops the cane at your feet.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's just, be nice. And he'll pick it up, like... Anyway, Sherwin, is your horse so good that it will stay still all by itself?
He will stay still when needed. He's trained for battle, and as such will be silent when an enemy may be coming near.
Okay, that's really cool. So even when you're on it or you're doing something, you have the discipline. Your horse, Winston, has the discipline that you guys can actually be really quiet or really still, right?
Indeed, as necessary.
Okay, cool. So I've once seen a horse stand in one spot where the owner went off like 50 feet. Can you do that?
It's not advisable. Think of this steed as a part of me. We work better together as a pair than we do separate.
Well, yeah, for sure. But I guess, if we could walk like 50 feet that way.
Do I have a sense of what Gimbal's up to?
If you do, I don't.
Well, I mean, I know what Lilith was wanting.
Okay, go ahead. Go and roll a sense motive.
Let's see. That is a 18.
Yeah, you got a pretty good sense of what's happening here. You're all in close proximity, as I show here again on the cam. You know, everyone's back around where you rested the night before. And so again, for our viewers, just to help out, because you may not recognize these minis, and this will be the last time you see all these minis, because we'll have the new actress minis next week. But this is Lilith, this is Gimbal, this is Rayan, the ranger that is accompanying them through the hills. This is Ashrin. Up here we have Sherwin atop Winston, and over here we have Mary Millie.
I guess I'm just curious because you really seem disciplined you seem really disciplined, just sometimes loud. But you seem really disciplined. Your Winston seems really disciplined. You guys seem like a great pair, and sometimes maybe that could be really great if you could be like, hey Winston, if you go that way and I go this way. So what if we go this way and Winston just stays still? Can we try that?
Not in these hills, we will not. There could be any number of beasts, as we've already run into around these parts.
Oh, okay.
Maybe in a town or something, but no, my friend. Me and Winston stay together here, and our goal is to protect both ourselves and now you all as we move forward.
All right, I like you.
I respect you as well, my friend.
All right, so trying to separate the cavalier from his horse on day one. That's impressive, Gimbal. I like it. All right, so you all notice this, but soon the sun climbs higher in the sky. You see real restlessness on the part of Rayan. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. You guys can hang out here all day if you want to. I'm just telling you what she's doing. Not everything's a DM hit. Sometimes it's just the DM playing an NPC. Sometimes it's a DM hit.
And when everyone was up, Millie would have told them about what you saw the previous night. Like I wouldn't have.
Go ahead and describe it now.
What she would have said earlier.
It's fine. Just do it now. It's fine.
So last night during my watch, I saw a very strange thing. There was a creature that looked somewhat like a small dragon that flew overhead and had a rider with proper barding and all of it, but was headed in that direction, and she points off in the direction that we've been heading in. I could not make out who or what the rider was, but it seemed rather curious.
That's not good.
So...
It seemed to be watching. Millie, what do you
No,
think?
it didn't seem to notice us. I think that if it had, we would have had a very unpleasant evening. But I am a bit concerned as we are heading in that direction that may be what we shall find ourselves getting better acquainted with very shortly.
So as you say this, Rayam, she's standing over nearby, and she says, "What exactly did it look like again? A small dragon, you say? Ridden
Yes.
by what?
Sorry?
Ridden by what?"
I could not tell who or what the rider was. He looked, or she, I suppose, looked large, but that's all I could tell. The moonlight and the shadow made it difficult to make out anything more specific.
You see she starts casting her eyes overhead. I've not normally needed to watch the skies in these hills to that degree, but as we move on, I suggest we stay close to the hillsides.
I will trust your wisdom. You know these lands better than any, it seems.
Well, we might as well get moving. No point staying here.
Indeed.
Yes? Yeah, I gotcha.
All right.
And I would like to note that I've tried to jerry-rig the Great Club in a way that I could take it with me for future measuring purposes.
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
You can do that. All right. So you now have a GSU measurement tool.
Brim, if we just kind of shave that down into more like my cane, if you just like make it long and skinny.
I was thinking the same thing. We're saying this all as we're walking now.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And
So
I'm up on like Brim's shoulder.
So we don't need a proper, full marching order. You can go 2 to 3 abreast. Obviously, Rayam is going to be at the front. So everybody else, tell me where you want to be in the general order of march.
I mean, I would stay fairly close to Rayam, probably behind her, but yeah.
All right. And where are you going to be atop Winston, Shorwin?
So generally, I'm gonna want to be near the front, if not in the lead. But since it seems Rayam knows the area, I'm willing to follow.
So I guess that puts me next to Shorewin and Winston.
Okay. So Brim, you're going to be behind them, or are you going to be up front?
Yeah, I would like to be either in front of the horse or in the back, so I guess I'm in front of the horse.
All right. And so then we have Lilith and Gimbal and Ashrin in the rear?
And
Gimble's on Brim's shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Gimbal will be on Brim's shoulder, but facing backwards.
Okay. Very
On
clever.
his shoulder, not shoulders. On his shoulder, facing backwards.
All right. I like that.
He'll, just kind of like be leaning to like be able to look down to the side to talk to Brim's ear, kind of thing, but watching the back.
That tickles.
Oh, see, it's like an old station wagon.
Aww.
Yeah. Like he's riding on a tailgate.
All right. So you begin heading in that same westerly direction. And by the way, we have just a few minutes left in the stream here, but you are not going to want to miss the last part of the stream. There's going to be some fun stuff that we're going to show. We have 2 giveaways. We have a Blue Box t-shirt we're giving away. I'll pull that out here in a second, but it's got this logo on the back. And we're giving away these gorgeous confetti dice. If you missed it earlier, if you missed it earlier, I'll pull those up right here so you can see. I haven't clicked any wrong buttons tonight. I get a round of applause for that. No wrong buttons for the DM. That's good. I was just joking. You didn't actually have to. I feel so humiliated. You guys are cruel.
There was a camera blackout.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Oh yeah.
What's that? What do you say?
There was a camera blackout.
Oh yeah, but that was before we even started. That was from last week. All right, so these gorgeous confetti dice are giving away today, and these are from Dice Envy, our newest sponsor. We've seen gorgeous stuff from Atris Minis, our oldest sponsor, and then a Blue Box shirt being given away, along with still to come a visual treat you're not going to want to miss. All right, so coming back, you march onward through the hills. As you do so, thank you for the follow, Bob B20. Hey, if you're watching, give us a follow. We're really appreciating all the love and support from the fans here. And if you're following or subbing, you have a better chance during the giveaway. All right, as you follow along these hills, even with all that's happened, with the idyllic nature around you in the Cron Hills, and this, again, as I've described a few times now, this beautiful scent on the autumn air, the swirling of leaves. Every once in a while, breezes eddy little bits of leaves and brush from the ground around you, and the hills are just gorgeous at this time of year, alive and afire with color. Birds flit overhead, and you almost get lulled into this idyllic serenity, even knowing what has come behind you. As you're marching on, Rayam, you see she pulls up and she stops. It's about midday now, so you've been marching for about 3 hours, and she pulls up and she lifts a hand.
When she does that, I'm going to immediately start looking around.
As you do this, you see she moves just a bit ahead as she tells you to remain behind, and you see she creeps just around the corner. As she does so, She makes no sound. She puts her back up against the bluff of the rock. And she motions for all of you to do the same.
Okay. Yep.
We'll all do.
I immediately do it.
And I'm gonna do that, but first I'm gonna definitely slide off of Winston, and that way he makes a little less noise as we move over.
All right.
And I'm going to try and crouch down a bit more.
I got a question.
Yes.
I think that's 3 of them that's fallen over today, John. Where Brim and I are standing with our back to the cliff.
Yes.
Yeah. So it continues to go up, it looks like. It doesn't
Yeah, it
flatten
continues to go up, and there's further mountains up ahead of you as well. Or hills. The hills are getting taller and taller. You still see the peaks of the Lort Mills looming above, way off in the distance, but the crons are getting sharper and steeper as you move deeper into them. The footing is getting more and more difficult for Winston.
Where Ashrin was looking, was that around the corner of us?
Yes.
Immediately
Yeah.
around
So
the corner?
so if you're looking at the screen here, so right kind of where you're at, it was up this way and around the corner. And as you're listening, you can actually hear what sound like footsteps. Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Can I start up the side of the cliff?
All right. You scale up the side of the cliff, and I'm going to have you make a stealth check as you do so, please.
I will also do that with advantage.
Nice.
Maybe this time more appropriately. Probably get 2 nat 1s. I'm gonna. I got 24.
Okay. You successfully sneak up. All of you hear this as Gimbal gets to the top. There is a good, heavy step of many foot soldiers or creatures. Gimbal, as you reach the top, you look over and you see a patrol of orcs. There are over a dozen orcs, all wearing some with chains, some with scattered bits of plate and banded mail, some with leather, carrying spikes, arrows, and they're led by a little bit larger orc, and they're kind of scanning the hills. This is clearly a patrol. As they move along, you've already rolled your check. They don't see you at all, but you can see by their angle, they're going to pass by pretty close to where the party's at. And they're
How many
about.
can I count?
I'm sorry, what's that?
How
Over
many?
a dozen, 12, 14 from here. And you can see they're probably still a couple minutes away because you've got a nice vantage point here. Raham's hearing was obviously quite good. Everyone else barely hears them now. And the angle is one where the party may be seeing where they're at. Of course, Raham can't see them, only you can.
Is it a choke that they're in, or is it wide open where they're coming to? They come into a choke, correct?
No, it's actually there's 2 sort of large hills and a nice wide swath between.
Okay.
So if you look here, if you look back at your map, they're kind of coming. I'm gonna put the light here, and I'll wait a second. So they're kind of coming at this angle, and of course you're hiding here. It looks to you if you pull behind the bluff here, you may be able to hide if that's the party's plan. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you options. But if they stay here, they are likely to be seen as they pass by.
And what is their proximity to one another? Are they 15 feet apart from each other?
They're sort of in a formation. They're each sort of 3 feet. It's an orc formation, right? So they're not tightly aligned. They're not even, but they're 3 to 5 feet apart from each other. It's a fairly wide span.
Would I be able to quietly just lean over to where Ashrin can see me? I don't. If it's too much of a risk, I don't want to risk it. But I would like to signal to Ashrin to have everyone back up, and I hold my position where I'm at.
All right. So Ashrin, yeah, she's right there at the back, and of course everyone saw you scale up. Yeah, as you peer over, you don't even need to say a word. Her head tilts up. She sees you.
And I'm just motioning for her to move into the appropriate direction for them to be able to find cover.
No, Pat, the orcs do not have masks on. All right, so she, Lilith, Shorewin, you see Ashrin. She doesn't say a word. She taps your shoulder and she motions, and you see she scurries back behind this cliffside here.
Lilith will follow.
As
I'm
well,
gonna go
sure.
with. Yeah, I'm gonna
All
go
right.
with.
Is anybody not? I guess would be the question.
I highly doubt it.
Okay. All right. What?
No, Brim will stand normally.
You never know. We do have
Just out in the
He
middle.
will lean against the rock.
Hey!
we do have Millie in the party. Anything's possible, right?
I'll come here often.
All right. So you bring your horse over. You all hide behind the bluff of rock. As you do so, it takes just a few moments, and you hear the thunk, 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 thunk sound, guttural, orcish tones. They're talking in orcish. You smell the sweat and the stench of orcish bodies. Gimbal, you remain atop the hill, I guess?
I do, but I want to. Depending on what comes next, I would like to see if they're close enough. How far am I off the ground?
Oh, you're a good 25 feet up.
And there's 12 to 14 of them ish.
Yeah, now that they're closer, there's definitely 14 of them. You can count. So are you doing anything, Gimbal? They're now right here. I need to know if I need to put them on the battle board. That's what I'm basically asking you. Because don't think I ain't got 14 orcs ready to go. I do. I need to know what you want to do. So this far, with the way you've hidden,
Yeah.
you know, you are well hidden. Yeah, I mean, absent an incredible roll, they're not going to see you.
I'm
So
just gonna
they're
let them be unless it looks like they're going to end up spotting the group.
all right.
Like I'll just let them be, let them pass. But if there's a chance that they're going to spot the group without the group being able to do anything, then I'll.
Okay, so you watch them just to make sure that there will not be a spying of the group, and there is in fact not. They march past, utterly unaware, and apparently my orcish was pleasing to at least some of the viewers. So they continue in these guttural tones. You see them kind of shoving and pushing one another, and as they're moving along, they're not the best sort of guardian, sentient, observant creatures, and they stagger past with a loose approximation of a sentry, and soon, in moments, they disappear past you and off beyond the hills. You hear Rayam let out a sigh. Well done.
And that's why we respect the gnome.
Ashrin and Rayam kind of exchange looks, and Rayam says, I never said I don't respect the gnome. I simply expect the gnome to respect me. And I will have you realize it was I that heard them first, and this is a party. I am your friend. Simply because I do not wish to be tapped in the shins with a staff does not make me unkind.
It's your actions following that show it.
What action would that be?
Taking the staff.
If
Throwing it to the ground. Oh, yeah. Sorry, you're right. That's what friends would do.
I am sorry, Oga. You don't seem to understand. I am not your friend. I am your guide. And should you try to strike me with that massive club of yours, I assure you I will snatch it from your hands and drop it at your feet as well.
I wasn't the one that just used the word friend. Friend. You did.
Fair enough, then. Shall we be on, or would I head back to Hamlet and leave you here, on your own?
Mistress.
She shrugs, she nods, and she looks around at the party. I wish you all the best. And she turns and she starts walking off.
Good luck.
And you see her disappear over the hills.
I pull out the map.
There's a funny thing about respect that I've learned very well. It's not given, it's earned. She wants respect. She earns it, but apparently that's a lesson she has yet to learn.
So I am to assume you all know this area fairly well, then?
Man, I'm a gnome. And Gimbal will just kind of, just out of nowhere, just pop over the top of the... What gnome doesn't know the mountains?
Said Brother Smith.
Yeah, maybe just playing off that a little.
Yeah, that's awesome. If any of you missed our earlier episode, sorry for the quick OOC here, but Gimbal had a conversation with Brother Smith back in Hamlet, and of course we're 40 years later. Somebody asked what part of Greyhawk we're in. We're here, right in the area of Hamlet and Verbabonk and the Viscounty and Cron Hills and the Lort Mill Mountains and just above the counties of Ulek, and so we're right there in the central part of the map, and we're 40 years on sort of that early tens of the 600 common year. So we're 40 years past the Hamlet module originally published by Gary Gygax. Brother Smith is a dwarf, and there are a few of those characters that still live in Hamlet. And Gimbal, a few episodes ago, asked him if he knew anything about the Lort Mill Mountains and Cron Hills, to which he received a bit of mockery, which he has just harkened back to. Sorry, go ahead and resume again, Gimbal.
And I'm from Cron, so, I mean, come on now. The hills.
I mean, you all know the direction that you were headed in. So while you've lost the guide, to be sure, you were aiming in a fairly common westerly direction. So it's up to you what you want to do here.
Lilith will pull out the map and see how far we are. She can gauge how far we are.
All right. So Lilith, you pull out the crudely drawn map, and as you take a look at it, it's difficult to say exactly where you're at on the map. It's obviously quite crude, drawn in a crude hand. But if this is the road, if you can see this here on the monitor, and this sort of represents the hills here, you'd say you're probably somewhere maybe more than halfway in. So if it was a day's travel, maybe it's about another day's travel.
Okay. She'll pull out the map and kind of inspect it and look at it, and then just tell the group, I'm sure we can figure ourselves around. We look about a day away. Day and a half travel.
And Lilith, I mean, you're fairly familiar with nature, right? So, being able to understand, hey, there might be a cliff coming based on I don't know how the landscape, and you could help us navigate all that stuff, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys carry on? All right. You collect yourselves from around the cliff, still, again, smelling the scent of the orcs that have passed by. I'm assuming you're going to take the same marching orders you had previously, except this time we're going to put Brim up front because he wanted to be kind of up there. I guess Lilith is moving more toward the front now because she's helping guide. Is that right?
Yeah.
I would have liked Millie or someone a bit stealthier ahead of me for scouting purposes.
I could definitely do that.
Okay. All right. So you travel through the hills. As you move throughout the day, the sun actually does burn away the chill of the patchwall air. By mid-afternoon, it's actually gotten pleasantly warm. You see no further sign of patrols. I'm going to have you go ahead and, since you're in the front, roll a d20 for me, please, Millie.
Okay. 17.
17. Okay. Toward the end of the day, you catch sight of something just above a hill. It looks like a spike, or no, actually 2, 3. Yes, it's a bit of wooden palisade that you can see above one of the hills.
Okay, so she's going to hold her hand up to stop everyone. And I'm going to turn and speak quietly. I'm going to say, I can see some sort of structure a bit ahead.
Does it look like?
There seems to be 3 large spikes or so. Palisade. Somewhat reminiscent of the picture on the map, I think.
Do you see any banners or anything else that may give us a bit more information?
Do I see anything else that would give us a bit more information, DM?
Yeah, so remind me of your perception, please.
Sorry?
Remind me of your perception bonus, please.
Oh, my perception, it's a, let's see, it's a plus, it's pretty good, I think. 9, plus 9.
Plus 9, okay. It's tough to see here. There's too many hills obscuring your vision from where you're at. If you got a little bit closer, you could probably see more.
Alright, well, what I'll do then is I'm actually going to stealth and move closer just a bit, just so I could see if I can make anything else out more clearly.
All right, is anybody else following with her, or just Millie going forward?
I don't think I'm stealthy enough to go.
Okay.
Darwin.
Rem, can you set me down?
Of course.
Thank you. And then I'll kind of like just take a quick hop and a skip and maybe a little jog to get up to Millie.
All right, so you're going to catch up to Millie as well then. All right. So
The old team back together.
Hey.
the horse neighs. No, Winston is well trained in stealth and subterfuge. All right, so you can see here on the battle map, if you look at your map, so the rest of the party is back over this way, and Millie and Gimbal have crept ahead. As you creep up, you do in fact see a wooden fortress. Heavy lumber has been hewed and ground, cut to spikes in a palisade that covers a long frontal area. There are spikes that have been set out up against the edges of it. You see in the center of it, there's been constructed a watchtower that sits several feet up above the walls and has curling bits of wood over the top. There's an orc that sits atop with this watchtower with an arrow, and he scans around. You can make out orcs standing on the edges of the palisade, and I'll show you here, if you look at the map, kind of what you're seeing. So this is what you can see from your angle, and for the viewers, you see the orc I mentioned up here. There's at least an orc here and an orc over here you can see. And then you see orcs on the backside here, several. You can hear the sounds of many of them, but you cannot see what's going on inside the fort. You have not been spotted yet.
Alright, well, now that we've seen all that, I'm gonna just kind of turn and if I see Gimbal there, I'm guessing I see him there, I'm just gonna go and we're gonna go back to the group to let them know what we've seen.
All right.
Stealthily. Lots of stealth.
Lots of stealth
All the
happening.
stealth.
Lots of stealthishness.
Very stealthy.
All right. So
Nothing
you
but
see they come back to you. They quietly sneak back, hunkered down. And what do you say?
Okay, and so I'm going to whisper, I'm going to say, alright, so there's a very large fortress. It's strongly built, looks like it's wooden. There's a central watchtower, and there's orcs crawling all over the place.
Might have been good if we would have taken those 14 when we had the chance.
Yes.
I wasn't sure that I would be able to put them all out.
You hear something overhead. The familiar flap of wings, and you hear a roar in the distance. Coming over the nearest hill, almost previously stealthy, you see it is in fact a dragon. It looks immature but still intimidating. A 20-foot wingspan. Red scales gleaming in the sky. There's an orcish warlord that sits atop it. He's got a huge weapon atop, chains that dangle from it. And he has apparently not seen you yet as he flies over. Again, the creature roars, and as it sets up dust, flies away and grasps. You see even some of the orcs up on the palisade parapets, they quiver and they pull back, and the creature that lands just a few feet in front of where Millie was a moment ago is this monstrous looking creature with an orc. This red dragon sits, and this orcish warlord sits atop it. As he lands, he still hasn't seen you, but clearly just as he does, this is some sort of posturing he does for the orcs in the fort. He lets out a cry, "What else goes on?" And the dragon lets out another roar as he lands, and the dust sprays away from his mouth. And that's where we're going to stop tonight.
Look at that beautiful mini.
Okay, all right. So we got to talk about this now. Thank you. Hey, we got 2 giveaways. Thank you to all of our viewers, and we're gonna have to see what happens with the party here. Before we conclude, I'm gonna want to know what you guys are gonna do. So this is gonna determine what's available to us in our Discord this week. Do you guys intend to engage? Do you intend to sneak away? Do you intend to hide and wait to see? I just want to know what you're intending.
I think Lilith probably intends to speak with the horse.
That's exactly what I want to do. I'm pretty sure it's been a day.
That's all she's been waiting for, right?
The dragon.
I mean, Brim has half a mind to lodge up somehow, somewhere, within a mile of the fort and slowly take out their patrols.
Okay, all right. So you're going to kind of move away for now, but you have a secondary plan. All right. So then does anybody have any sort of different ideas on what you want to do, or is that kind of an agreement with the party?
Millie would agree with Brim's plan, because to Millie, that's the smartest way to go about it.
Yeah, especially if we could find some kind of choke point that we had to come through. I don't know if there was one or not.
All right. Then just so I can, I don't want to. You already have not been seen. I'm going to roll a quick perception check, and I'm going to have each of you roll a stealth check. I do not need a strong roll, okay?
Rolling this at advantage?
Yes, you just have to roll, unless I roll a nat 20, which I didn't.
I don't have any advantages, so...
Give me all of your rolls.
Oh,
Thank
please.
goodness I rolled on that advantage.
Guys, I need a nat 20.
No, it's not going to be. You're already pretty well hidden, so this is not a hard roll. You just don't want I'll tell you, you don't want any 1s, 2s, or 3s. That's what you're trying to avoid.
Yeah, good thing I rolled on an advantage, because that first roll I had was a 2.
Dirty 20.
Alright, here we go. I also have -2 to stealth, so...
Oh, God.
Nope.
14 minus 2, that's 12.
22.
Brim, what did you roll?
No. Did you use your advantage?
With advantage. That's going to come out to a 4.
Okay. All right. We'll see how that goes next time. I told you no 2s or 3s. I didn't say no 4s. Yeah. All right. Hey, thank you. So look, that mini, is that not freaking awesome?
Oh, it's
so
gorgeous.
Cool.
Guess who that is? That's Atris Minis. Look,
I want to get near it.
let me show you on the monitor. That's the glamour art. Take a look at that thing. This is the most incredible. He did this for us. It was months in the making. He put tens and tens and dozens of hours. If you guys don't love Atris Minis, there's something wrong with you, and you need to follow him on Instagram. His Instagram site is going to continue to have options for things you can acquire. He's too busy and too in demand for commissions right now, so I know that'll be a common question, but his store is opening up, and he paints incredible stuff. And so thank you to the players, thank you to the viewers, and thank you to Atris Minis. What a fantastic featured night of all kinds of cool stuff that he just... Man, what a great sponsor. We're so appreciative. And who knew? He's Lilith's friend, too. That's
the black and white version of this was actually posted on his Instagram a while back.
That's right.
I have seen it in black and white.
And look, and I'm telling you, like, I have the benefit, obviously, of being in the room with this thing. You cannot find a flaw. There is no angle. There is no underside, backside. You cannot find a single brush stroke out of place. The detail, the shading is just absolutely unfrickin' believable. And I'm sorry, I'm just geeking out on this thing.
No,
I don't get any money for this, right? It's just incredible the work this guy does, and we are super Golly, that just scares the crap out of me looking at it. All right, so we've got, thank you. All right, so George, you're the best, man. All right, so we got 2 giveaways to do, and as we're getting ready for our giveaways, we're going to do our Stream MVP. Remember, we do Stream MVP here on Blue Box, and we're so thankful to all of our followers and viewers. Now, listening, if you're watching right now and you haven't followed, you're going to want to follow us. Your following will help you during the giveaway. So the first giveaway is going to be for a shirt, and hang on, let me get it ready here. The command, don't do it yet until I hit enter. All right, the command for the first one is !shirt. So type !, all lowercase, shirt, !shirt, and follow us if you're not following. It's going to help you. And let me get a shirt so you can see what it looks like.
And I'm actually going to work on getting the MVP poll set up real quick while he's doing that, so...
Atris is actually also doing tutorials on his Instagram right now. So
He is. They're super cool.
You can check that out as well.
He's got a pretty cool owl
really
bear
cool.
that he's just done. Thank you very much for the follow, Crazy Walls. Go ahead and type !shirt. Anybody else that's watching, make sure you follow. And then type !shirt. These are these guys. They are really nice. They are full color. What's that?
Winston shirt.
What'd you say?
Winston shirt! ! Winston shirt!
Oh, we need Winston shirts. Yes.
Leather
Okay.
jackets.
Yes. All right. We're gonna figure that. I think like an I love Winston. Right. We got to figure a phrase. Winston strong. I don't know, something. We'll figure that out.
I have something.
!shirt. A Winston leather belt.
Alright, I have
Smith
the
and
poll.
Winston.
All right. We'll kick
I
that
have
off.
the poll ready when we're
All
ready
right,
to
so
do that.
I'm going to run the shirt. I'm going to give the shirt 10 more seconds. !shirt. Make sure you're following. And we are going to run that in 9, 8, 7. Thank you, Pat. 6, 5. The phrase could be a Discord contest. I like that. We'll figure out what the Winston shirt phrase will be, and we'll let the viewers do that in Discord. Can you pop the Discord creds in one more time? Thank you for the follow,
Yes.
Talk MSF. If you're no Winston jerky, Zarathanon. That's not very nice.
Dare you?
No Winston brand Purina dog food. No, nothing like that.
Glue.
No Winston glue.
Winston is what keeps this group together. 'cause
He
it's
is the glue.
Who knew your horse would become the most popular member of the party? Seriously. All right, so rolling it now. And we want to get ready because we're going to raid Will here in just a second at Wicked. Captain Redbeard! Oh, he got his first win! He's been a long, Captain Redbeard, now you got to be present to win. So pop us a quick hi in the chat and let us know you're here. Redbeard has been the most unlucky guy. He has been following us for a year. He is one of our most consistent viewers. And while some of our other viewers, like the amazingly lucky and awesome Pat66, win multiple times, Redbeard has never won. There he is! Congratulations, my friend! A legit W on the shirt. Congrats. Okay, now, the next one that we're going to do, and as I'm getting this one ready, I'll tell you, and then we're going to have you go around and tell us why you should be Stream MVP so we can do our MVP vote. And the Nightbot giveaway, man, that is so cool. Congratulations, sir. All right, this one is going to be !dice. And if you didn't see it earlier, let me bring those back up on the screen so you can see what this giveaway is. These are these confetti dice from our newest sponsor, Dice Envy. And hold on one second here, and right there. So these guys are the next giveaway, and you're going to want to type in the chat !dice. And you'll get these amazing, gorgeous dice, all lowercase, D-I-C-E. All right, Stream MVP. Let's start with you, Josh. Why should Brim be Stream MVP today?
Brim should be Stream MVP because he's good at driving off rangers, protecting his friends and what he feels like they deserve, as well as failing stealth checks.
All right, next, why should Millie be Stream MVP?
Well, let's see. I did lots of damage to one of the bugbear creatures and then killed one of them, though helped by Gimble's lovely spell. Then her conversation with Shorewin, learning a little bit more about him, and taking the watch and spotting Dragon and the Rider.
Outstanding. I think all worthy reasons, and yeah, that was kind of fun. All right, let's go to Shorewin. Why should Shorewin be MVP? And yes, you can ride on the coattails of Winston if you'd like.
A vote for Shorewin is a vote for Winston.
It's true, because I can only have up to 5 poll options, so...
That's so
But
cheating.
on a more serious note, I did hack a shoulder away with a pike.
Could have been a complete kill if you would have had your stats right, too.
Indeed.
Next time. Next time. All right, let's go to Gimble. Why should Gimble be stream MVP?
Well, you know, Gimble took again 2 people out of the fight, and Gimble's strength must I say much more than Gimble's strength, other than Gimble's stealth and the amazing blooming friendship of Brim.
Yeah,
Blooming friendship.
They are tight, those two. So hey, look, if anybody's watching and wondering why he was so hostile toward Rayam, it's just this really close bond that the little guy and the big guy have borne, and you know, I don't think it was well advised, but it was in character, and I thought it was fantastic. All right, Lilith.
Somewhere between what's big and what's little is a perfect balance.
Lilith, why should you be stream MVP?
Lilith should be stream MVP for cracking that guy in the ribs and killing him, adding teeth to her collection, changing her spell list so she can talk to Winston.
Ooh, that was good, yeah.
And also, I just was sketching this while you guys were there. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it because I have my
kill your background.
Hang on 1 second. Give me a hot minute. You know, it was really funny.
We got to see the sketch. All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to run the giveaway, and then we're going to let everybody vote for stream MVP, and then we're going to raid Wicked Studios. So please hang with us.
How do I turn that off?
Yeah,
you can't. The poll.
You can't.
While you do that.
You can't forget about the giggles. Oh, at Love at First Nay, Winston. Oh, that's awesome. All right. So up at the top, you click Lilith using invisibility. At the top, you click that down arrow. You can vote for your stream MVP. Now remember, that's not just making them feel good. That gives them, it goes up as we go up in levels. Right now, it's worth 250 additional experience points. I didn't give out XP this week because you guys were, I'm sorry, Rory, you bugged me about that, and I didn't give them to you, but you guys were in combat. There was no chance for level up. I will get XP out this week. Assuming you're not in immediate combat with this creature, you will have a chance to level up if you go and rest somewhere between if anybody has actually leveled up. So XP goes out this week, and your stream MVP viewers gets 250 additional XP. So vote for your choice, and while you're doing that, we're going to run the giveaway. The winner of these gorgeous confetti dice is, remember you must be present to win, X Nightingale _ X. X Nightingale _ X. Are you here? If you are, give us a hello, a yes, a whatever, and we will. If you're not here, we're going to do it again. Oh, vote in the poll. Just go up to the top, Ridiculous. You should see a down arrow that you can click, and it gives you all the options on who to vote for. So we're giving Nightingale, there he is, or she, or whoever. All right, Nightingale, congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right, very, very cool. So all you need to do, if you're the winner tonight for either one of those, pop in the Whisper on Discord, or Twitch rather, or come on to our Discord, or go to BlueBoxRPG, all one word, on our Instagram. Give me your name and your mailing address, and we're going to get that stuff out to you. And we love having you here as well. Thank you to all our fans. Look, another great night. All-time viewer highs tonight. Well over.
It's Lilith.
Lilith is the stream MVP! Woo! Congratulations! It was close. Lilith Gimble with a close second, 13 to 11, and bravo. That's 250 experience points to you. And if you'll hang with us, I'll show everybody here so you can watch us do this. That's how the Nightbot works, by the way, so you can see it's fair. Everybody was in there. all legit here. And now I'm going to go and I'm going to kick off a raid. And Wicked Studios, they're on. So we're going to raid our friends over there. Check out Will, another great old school channel. Thank you, players. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, everybody. We love you. We're so excited about the growth. Don't miss tomorrow night, Mike Disney. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Mike Disney with us tomorrow night. Lore Masters Arcanum at 5:30 Central Time. Early start, 5:30. We're giving away a signed 8.5 by 11 print of his Overgord, and it's going to be a fantastic interview with Mike Disney, Lore Masters Arcanum, tomorrow night at 5:30, and Blue Box raiding Wicked Studios now. Love to all of you. May life give you all nat 20s this week. All right. I think our raid kicked off. Let's see. Did it say how many we raided with?
62.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. He had 7 when we raided. That's awesome. So happy for him. Hope that helps a lot. And let me kill our stream here because I forgot to do that before, and